But yeah, last time we played, you all finished off what remained of the undead vaults of the Rune Forge, if I remember correctly.
Uh-huh.
You went to go craft the weapons to help you with any interference from Karzog himself. In doing so, you awoke his statue. He saw you, made his villain one-liners before attacking you, which you all just beat that statue into putty. And yeah, you all decided to leave from there. Got your weapons that help protect you from transmuter spells. Did a shopping off air, got some gear, leveled up. And then you set off to where the Xin'Shalast, the city that was the capital of Karzog's empire in the past, found through research that the way forward was through the excuse me, going through what is known as words I cannot say right now. Sorry.
Spooky mist of starvation.
Yeah. Well, through the River Ava, going through the top of what's known as the World's Roof, a high mountain region. You climbed up, going through Frozen Lake was seen as you progressed. You met a Fae being who acknowledged that she was the sister of the ghostly one you met back in book 3. Offered to help you when if you need a rise for a safe haven to rest at. By the way, if you had gotten Getaway, if you wanted to say that you took the time to set up a getaway near that lake, you can do that, Michael. Since you have to cast it on a spot, and then whenever you use it again, it teleports you to the location you had set previously. But
I'm sorry. So,
your getaway spell.
Yeah.
You have to choose a spot before you cast it and designate that as your getaway spot. I was saying, since she had said that the lake was a safe haven for you all, since you would already have leveled up before then, if you wanted to say you set your getaway to that area, or if you wanted to set it back at somewhere else, you could too. But yeah, you press forward. Eventually, the mud and frozen river side turned into a cobbled street with hints of gold coloring on it. Before you could get much more than maybe 20, 30 feet on this walkway, a frost giant jumped from above, landing in front of you all, and basically yelled that intruders are not allowed in Xin'Shalast. And that's where we left off. So I will go ahead and bring up the initiative.
Mm-hmm. That'll probably be my first act. I should take haste off.
There we go.
I think we're just needing a manual. I think he's still listening to the owls fucking, so he might be distracted.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you're welcome to anyone who watches re-listens to this recording. You have no context for the owl fucking.
Yeah. Just some hardcore owl on owl action. Because under YouTube's agreement, you can't have people fucking, but animals are fair game.
Right?
It's educational.
Yeah.
So you just open the window and yell out at the owls, "Show me your hooters."
Oh, that got me more than it should have.
I thought it was a fine joke.
It was a good one.
Yep.
Okay, so.
All right, so we got Odin here who's trying to stop us.
Yep. And it is his turn first. As you can position yourself if you want a different way. I just figured you were all traveling in a group, and Emmanuel doesn't seem like he would want to step in the mud, so he'd probably be riding on Dose. Okay, so I'm just step up to here. And he is going to Vital Strike at Gork.
All right, bring it. My AC
Go.
is. Let me see here. So currently it is 31, 6 higher against Giants, 4 against Reach. I think that actually just meets my AC.
So, like, basically, you'd have 10 more, but he just made it.
Let me double check something.
Also, you show you're missing our HP already. You might need to adjust that. I had copied your tokens from another sheet, and for some reason, they don't update between pages anymore.
Just up that real quick. Let me just check something real quick because I have stamina points for something. No. Okay. Yeah. So no, that'll go through. But I assume it's not silver.
It is considered magical.
So it's still not silver.
Yeah. I was just telling you any effects it would have had. So that's.
Yep. So. I'm back because I don't feel like doing mental math. All right.
As he
notch out of me.
As he smacks you with his great axe, it digs into your shoulder a little bit before you're able to force it off. You just anyone who speaks Giant just hears him yell like, "This will show them for making fun of my size." Who's the turn?
Frost Giant, I assume, or do you want me to roll?
Go ahead and roll. I don't think you've actually encountered Frost Giants recently.
All right.
At least Lucilla hasn't.
Yeah, what would this be?
Knowledge local, I believe, because they're considered humanoids. So.
Poop! I forgot to put points in that. Oh well, here we go. Woo!
No, you don't really know much about them.
Nice. All right. I will step here and then full defense to boost everyone's AC. When I rebuilt Lucilla, I completely forgot to put points in local because I forgot the Giants fall under that category. Whoopsies.
It's always weird because it's called local instead of something else.
Yeah.
I think they just put humanoids under it because they couldn't figure any other place for them.
Yeah.
Now
go
everyone
ahead
who's
and
adjacent
haste.
to have 3 more AC.
And everyone is hasted from Reach, so that's another AC on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
And staying put where you are, Reach?
Yeah. Don't know if anything else will come from other directions or.
Well, there's a thing
Fitzdude's on his
after
own.
Afixa that I don't see on the map, so.
There's a whole layer of shit that could be there.
Might even be a boat.
Yeah.
Jackson Pollock painting.
Okay.
I'm honestly surprised you don't see him on the map.
Let me check
Oh,
the
over there. I
These
need to
Vorpal
scroll
Ogres,
over.
are in the room with us?
I didn't see these ones up there.
I'm sorry, what did you say, Michael?
I'm just checking the range on it.
You're
real quick.
really muffled.
Yeah.
Your microphone's having some issues there.
Oh, I know what happened. Give me a minute.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Now it is, yes.
Randomly, it will change the microphone from my blue snowball, which I use, to my headphones.
Now,
So if that ever happens, just let me know and I can change it back.
Oh, good.
It does. I don't know how to stop it from doing it automatically. Because I was literally just sitting here the whole time we were playing, and it did it. Anyways. Time.
I should also clarify for this map.
Okay, plenty.
This is just sheer cliff, basically. It's basically 90 feet, 100 feet up from the walkway. It's like a cliff face. It's the way they designed the map. So this is 100 feet up, but it's really just adjacent to the walkway you're on.
got it.
I'm going to put some distance between myself and this frost giant. And I'm going to say, hey, we don't need to fight, big guy. And I'm going to try to dominate person on him. Oh, and I'm also starting a bard performance.
Gotcha.
Inspire courage.
So dominate person is a will save, right?
Yeah, I'll put it on the screen.
Will 21. He makes it.
Oh, but only barely.
Yeah. As you cast it on him and his mind gets clouded for a second, he shakes it off. It's like, no, I am guard. I fight. Shut up! And he just gets ready to swing his axe again.
Maybe Shahidran. Actually, isn't that still your shield, Afixa?
No, she's since gotten a shield with Saren Ray. All right. Let's dance around. Try to figure it out. Basically, going around to approach him from behind. If I do that movement again? Nope. Okay. But I had 60 feet basically to go around. And I will attack. I got both Bardics up, right?
No,
no.
only the one.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Lucilla didn't pass her check to roll on these.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've got Inspire Courage.
That'll work.
38 will hit. 28.
Oh, wait. Yep, no, that's right. Just want to make sure to have Smite on accidentally. So, yep, good. 28.
Ah, my ankle! He just turns around and sees you.
Go for the shins!
2 of these cloud giants use levitate to basically fall down here. That'll be their turn. The other 2 are going to throw rocks at Pledrum.
Oh, I was hoping to throw a rock at me.
Well, Pledrum's technically closer and separated. from
Yeah,
her
I
group,
know. I know.
So 33 to hit with a rock.
Just love using my anti-rock.
33 will hit with a rock.
So you just basically, I say rock, but it's almost like a boulder that you just like have to barely dodge it away from being squashed, but the debris of it just cuts into your skin as another rock comes your way. But I believe this one might miss.
That will miss.
Yeah. As you're dodging the other one, they were aiming for the same spot, and the other one just crushes the one that had fallen first.
Ah!
And then it is Gork's turn.
All right. I brush off the axe cut he put into my shoulder with that giant axe. And say, giant, you know what? Glad you're here. Been cooped up inside ruins for too long. Really ready to cut loose, stretch out. And I am going to Celestial Direbear, so if you could enlarge me. But then I have that wrath mark still on my head.
Mm-hmm.
And as I enlarge, it sparks and fire shoots down from it, and my bare teeth and claws are wreathed in fire because I have the feat Energized Wild Shape that adds 1d6 fire damage to all my natural attacks and gives me fire resistance 10.
Very flavorful.
Yes, I had a choice of other elements, and like acid would have been the smartest one, but I just couldn't come up with a lore reason. I'm like, but the Wrath Rune already gives me fire. I just need to stick with that. I'm going to regret it, but hey, at least I get fire resistance.
All right.
So that means in Celestial Direbear form, I have resistance 10 to fire, cold, and electricity. So, watch the fuck out, but that's all I can do for this turn. Otherwise, I suppose I'll just 5-foot step here, because it doesn't change yet.
Emmanuel.
Emmanuel will swift action put on his aspects of the mouse and the tiger, and he is going to hop off of the bear and take a shot. No, I don't have it prepped, but here's a question to run by you. Would the teammates be able to see through basically a fog cloud that I conjure with selective, since that says it doesn't, the spell doesn't affect those targets? Giant bane arrow. Specifically,
that is a good question.
Solid fog, but
what's the specific word of selective? It just says for like area of effects. I would save. so good to go. But
Also, not to add up, but you guys might want to put some fire on some of the cloud giants, because as soon as my turn comes around, this ice giant is going to melt.
Probably.
So I'm looking at a nice solid plus 37 to attacks against him. So, oh, sorry, I forgot to include my anti-giant feat. So, plus 40.
Cope, if you're talking, I can't hear you.
Hey, sorry. Emmanuel took one shot. And then Dose should be one size larger.
Who did he shoot? I didn't hear that.
Sorry, he took a shot at this guy.
Okay.
And it was a giant bane arrow.
Yep, that'll definitely hit and do that damage.
Dose will saunter over here and try and hit that lady.
Go for it. That'll hit.
That's
Gotcha.
it for those two.
So you wouldn't know his name. Bjormund over here is gonna see Gork transform, be like, huh, and then turn and attack and fix it because she hurt him more.
Yes, giant glowing flaming dire bear. That's the least
Cool.
threat.
Full attack on a fix it. I did only do one, but whatever. I'll fix that later. So I'm just gonna roll the great axe again. This will be -5 from that,
First one hits, second one misses.
and then the last one this will be -10 from this roll. So wait, 40 misses you because your AC is 41.
I think it's 44. No, it's 41. For some reason, it's having trouble updating, having a little bit of trouble with the computer. I might have to reset. But
It's also roll 20 doesn't update automatically, right? If you remember.
Yeah.
okay, that's right.
Like-
So
I will
yeah,
say,
first one hits, the other two miss.
I will say, Gumbo, a lot of times these books have stuff for the characters for like who they prioritize in the party.
Oh, I know. I was just making a joke. It's totally understandable why he's attacking the six. It's
Mhm.
just
Right.
I was trying to make a funny.
So yeah, just the first one will hit then for 30
Yep.
points of damage.
Yep, I gotta try resetting roll 20 real quick, see if that'll update.
And then he's going to 5 foot over here. Yeah, for some reason it'll update on other people's side, but it won't update on your side for right now.
I 5 foot after him with my step up. I
doesn't
can't
know that.
AOO him because I only did 5, but
Yeah.
keep him pace. Lucilla will standard action maintain her full defense. However, I continually forget she can do this. Swift action, swift aid to give if I remember correctly, it should be a +2 to Emmanuel's next arrow attack roll. I
Gotcha.
forget she can do that, so I did that. Done.
Gotcha. So Emmanuel and Gork are still defensed up, and you gave some aid to Emmanuel, and it is Risha's turn.
Well, going with the idea I just had, I'm spend some time to dig my bags and get out one of the Sahedron ruin medallions. Maybe brandish that like nothing through her. Although with the battle in a pitch state, I'm not expecting it to work.
Let me check something real quick. You hear the frost giant look over at the cloud giants and be like, "He's lying, boys. We don't have any small folk coming unless they're in chains."
Eh,
That wouldn't have been your action if you want to do something else.
okay, so just like a move to retrieve that. Then.
Yeah.
Don't know if I'd have kept it in my haversack, but yeah.
We'll just say it was a move to.
Well, they got haste. Screw it. Yeah, the two are seem like they're staying up there. throwing rocks at us, or
So far, yeah.
it may or may not work.
Roll me a will save real quick.
Okay. 37.
Okay, so as you're going to cast the black tentacles, you feel this energy pulse from your other hand as you realize you're still holding the medallion. As you see that it seems to have tried to disrupt the flow of arcane magic as you cast a spell, but you managed to overcome it and still cast the spell.
Mm-hmm.
So where are you
Afterwards, just kind of stare at the medallion like, what the hell? How did we not find this out sooner?
where are you casting the tentacles?
Let's go within the middle of them. That should, 20. 20. It is selective, so feel free to go to town on them if it does land.
Okay, these are reflex saves to get trapped, or is it CMB?
It's CMB versus CMD.
Gotcha.
Subcast.
So there's a chance they won't get trapped in this.
Yeah.
32, let's see. Frost Giant guy does not grapple him. Cloud Giants does not grapple them either.
Yep, didn't think it would, but was worth a shot. And that's rolling really high on that. Or no, that's a 6. That's nowhere near high.
Not quite.
I was looking at my will save, which was a 17.
Pledrum, you're up.
All right. I am going to continue my bardic performance and cast Mirror Image on myself.
Always a good plan.
8d4 plus 1 image per 3. Isn't it 5 at this level?
Maximum of 8 images total, so you can only do +4 maximum.
Okay, got it.
Because 1d4, if you roll the maximum of 4, and then another 4
Yeah.
bonus.
I think I just misread that as maximum plus 8.
I remember I had to look it up because I was confused when I was playing Amadeus. And
Yeah, that's a weird way to put it, but yeah. All right, 7 images.
Yep.
So I am imaged up. Let me put that on my token.
Good news, everybody. I think the owls are done. One's smoking a cigarette and they're quiet.
And then I'm going to start my pursuit up towards these fellas. Well, I can get right up to them. Would I be able to do an acrobatics if I did that? To not take an attack of opportunity? Like up in there?
You can do an acrobatics to try to avoid an AOL.
All right, because we always know I deck all of my characters out with acrobatics.
Just not perception.
Every single time.
Unfortunately, that's not quite enough.
Well, if it happens, you know. I got the mirror images are up. So
it is going to roll its Morning Star at you. I don't know why I can't do one roll on the NPC sheets, but attack number 1 is 30 to hit.
That will hit. So roll for the mirror images.
1d8 pops an image.
All right.
As you try to jump over the Morning Star, but it manages to just barely miss you and pop one of the images that were just a second too slow.
Now they're in kill range, so just wait till next turn. Okay. That's the end of my turn.
Gotcha. I think so.
We got one. If you're talking, we can't hear you, Loki.
Sorry, full attack against the giant between us.
That will definitely hit. Obviously not the first one or the fourth one, or the fifth one because it's another natural one.
Right.
But those two will definitely confirm even. So that is fuck tons of damage.
So it staggers for 5 rounds?
He has to make a DC 25 fort save. And if he succeeds...
Twice?
Yeah, twice. So he's the first one.
High for it.
Okay. He's still staggered for 1 round, though.
You staggered the movement or action one?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Oh, yeah, you have staggering critical, don't you?
Yep. Figure that's a good way to cut down on full attacks against me.
Yeah.
This is fair.
I just looked at that, and I wouldn't be able to fail that TC 25 unless I got a natural 1 right now.
Yeah, all the better that I'm glad that it just reduces it to 1 round. So at least it's still valuable. I still have a chance to keep them shut down. All right, so
I'm going to unload so much on him in this next turn.
So
and I'll go ahead and end with a lay on hands on myself.
gotcha. The one behind, not the one next to Pledrum, but the other cloud giant is going to cast a obscuring mist right here.
And that creates a mischance, correct?
Yes.
All right, good to know.
Yep. Concealment. Creature 5 feet away have a 20% mischance, and then creatures farther away have a 50%. I know you have. I know you have a feature for that. So
Yeah.
Does fog cutting lenses work on that? Let me check.
probably.
It's got basically the same
Movement speed.
description as fog.
Move over here to get out of the tentacles. The other one's going to risk the provoking against Pledrum.
It does say specifically magical fog and mist too. So
So Pledrum, Dose, Aphixa, and Gork will all get AOs on this one
okay.
because they think they're safe because of the fog. So
All right.
So
56.
I don't think Dose has the feature, so go ahead and roll me a D100 for Dose. Anything less than a 20 is a miss.
Did he hit?
He did. Pledrum also hit. So yeah, all these hit.
All right. So
let me see.
that's 32, and then I got to roll for the fire and the bane damage.
You can roll it together. They don't have any resistances to it.
Okay, cool. Because it's all
It's adamantine, magical.
Yep, same.
I don't know.
So yeah, as they run through, they get to Gork, but that's as far as they go.
Wow.
Bad choice, lady.
Yeah.
This one's going to use its action to descend, but the other one's going to continue throwing rocks. This time it's going to throw it at Dose.
Can she see me in the cloud?
I mean, they are cloud giants for a reason.
Fair.
Touche.
22, I imagine, will miss Dose.
Yes.
And then they're going to get closer to side with their move. Gork.
All right. This guy has been hit by the
He's
frost
been
giant.
hit quite heavily by a lot of people.
Okay, so then it's Blood for the Empire, Pledrum's on it, haste. All right, so my unarmed strikes would not have the heart seeking, so I'll just stick with my claws and my bite. So first up, bear claws.
He's dead after the first one.
Yep. I
But
did that.
you can use your movement retroactively.
Okay.
So if you wanted to go up, close the distance with the other one.
Yep. I will do that. And that wasn't even with the fire or the bane damage.
Yep. They're going to get an AOO on you.
No problem. My AC is
42, I think, will miss with you.
That
with
will
his
miss.
bonuses.
Yep, with all my bonuses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just a freaking shining, flaming bear charging from the mist.
And then, Emmanuel, you are in the mist.
The
And don't
death
forget-
rattle of their friend and followed
Yep.
by the bear charging out of the mist.
And hey,
All
don't
right,
forget,
so-
Emmanuel, you get +2 this first arrow.
Oh yeah. Nice. And you landed on this lady, correct? So Blood for the Empire's up.
No
I haven't.
No one's touched that one yet.
I just moved closer.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
No, it's just because I murderized that other guy.
So much blood in that cloud.
Why is the obscuring mist red?
Oh no, sky sharks!
All right. Shooting at this lady from far, far away. Actually, should I start aiming the ones up
And then the
top?
Sharknado happens, and you laugh harder.
I mean, I can't get to the ones up there easily, so.
Yeah, I'm gonna fire at her.
Go for it. It's still through the mist, so it'll be a 50% miss chance.
Well, maybe I will walk away from the mist. 5. Would this put me out of the mist?
Yeah, you'll be able to hit from there without the mist.
Okay. And I believe this is over my range increment, so it's.
You have a composite longbow or an orcish warbow or whatever?
Yes, orc, which I think is only 80.
Yeah, I think it's shorter than the normal composites.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, hornbow.
Yeah.
Range is 80 feet, so that's -4 actually, because the second time you had to go back.
He's still got movement with haste, so if I move to there, that
Okay,
puts
that's
me
just a
within
-2.
1 range.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And he's hasted, so I'm gonna go. Oh, well, I moved. So single shot.
Yep.
Standard action, improved vital strike. And there's a -2, but there's also a +2 that I'm not counting. So
Yeah, so either way, without the
And
minuses,
this
with
is
the minuses anyway, we're still at a hit.
and that's the Bane arrow, which is Bane's 2d6, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just check that.
So come on, Bane. 2.
Hey, does it remind you of anything,
Story
Coach?
Gotham.
2.
Oh.
I'm having too much fun with this.
Yeah. I'm sorry. He
It
comes
doesn't-
onto the call, and like the second thing he says is, "Owls are having loud sex by my window."
Yeah, it had been going on for like 20 minutes at that point. I'd just been sitting here annoyed.
Did
And
they
you
used
said
to tell
they
you
just-
how many licks it takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop?
Oh, God.
No, but they told him how many licks to get to the center of that dick.
Wow.
And you said they just
Just
stopped
wow.
not too long ago, so they were going for like a good hour and 20 minutes.
I gotta hand it to them. They know what they're doing, man. There's some good owl fuckers out there.
Anyway,
All right, so this is gonna run up here and attack this one.
go for it. It's actually.
Miss.
Yep.
Yeah.
Go ahead and take Bjormund off the turn. He is dead. It is Lucilla's turn.
Okay. Run there. And then I will, instead of, that's Gork sheet, instead of full attacking, or full blocking, I will standard action perform the aid another to make a +4 on Emmanuel's next arrow.
Gotcha.
I think technically I have to do like an attack roll or something like that.
It's so minimal that.
Hit DC. It's a DC 10, and
Yeah, and I don't really care to make you roll to have a critical fail chance for an aid another action. That seems shitty at this point.
yeah, thank you.
I mean, you're not literally even doing an attack yourself, which is a different thing, but you're literally just giving a +2.
+4, but yeah.
+4, but still.
Rish, remember if you stand by me, you get whatever those spell caster bonuses are.
Yeah, right.
That'll definitely hit touch.
Matters if they got spell resistance at the moment. But
Cloud Giants do not.
okay, and they should
Take a 6 points.
for next 5 rounds, assuming they even live that long. But hey, it's a dot. We need more of those.
Oh yeah.
I'm more of the hot kind of fan. Heal over times. Bloodroom. The Cloud Giant ran like a bitch and paid the price.
All right. We are going to continue up here. Going to attempt another acrobatics to not get hit, but we'll see what happens.
Pledrum think he's fighting with Gork?
That actually succeeds, so you do not take the AOO.
All right, then I'm gonna thwomp him.
Here I go thwomping again. Bong, that hits.
For 30 damage.
30 points. On the board. Brings us to Fixa.
Going to charge in. Take a swing.
Are you going to try to avoid the AOO?
And I could give it a shot. I got the movement speed.
I mean, your AC is so ridiculous anyway, they're probably going to miss, but...
Yeah. But I
I
got
just figured I'd offer
chromatics.
Yeah, they'll still get the attack.
I figured.
32 will miss, I believe.
Yeah. All right. And then single attack.
Yeah. 28 points. Okay. So the one up top takes 2d4 points of damage on the round. You want to roll that damage, or do you want me to?
Sorry, what was that?
For Reach's Acid Arrow.
Another 6.
6 points. You all hear very loudly and clearly up top, "Oh no, the acid, it burns, I'm dead." And you see the giant fall over.
Serious?
Mm-hmm.
And then as you hear him fall over, they're like, "Ow, ow, it burns." The other two are committed at this point, are going to full attack Gork and Pledrum. So first on Gork. I believe all those will miss.
Yep.
Then on
I'll just
Pledrum,
tell you they're looking for 26.
the two of them will hit. So the first one will be a D7. Pops an image. D6 pops an image.
All right.
They swing and just keep catching shadowy figures. Gork, this one would have 5 steps back. Doesn't really matter.
All right.
Man, you should have made a grappler bear build, and you could have German suplexed giants.
I mean, I can grapple. I have the.
No, I
feat
know,
for
but
it.
like you know how the build I'm talking about, where you can like
Oh yeah.
pin them sometimes in like the same turn if you roll good enough.
Yep. All right. So first up, bear claws.
Okay, so hit,
Bear
confirm.
claws.
Ignore the grapple at the end there.
Okay, it might not even matter anyway because it might just be straight up dead.
Hold
Give me a
on.
second to calculate the damage.
So did those all hit? Because I
Those
still
all
have
hit.
my flat fires and banes on them.
Like I said, I'm pretty. Yeah, this one's just dead even without the bane and fire.
Liquid.
As you just slash through it, every time you cut into them, it cauterizes at the same time with your claws,
Mhm.
and they're just a ruined mess.
You know, it's funny because I have a feat called Kurgan Smash, or however you pronounce that.
Trojan smash or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, where every time I hit someone with power attack, which I've been doing, I get a free intimidation, but they just keep dying.
Oh,
I
poor
want
you,
to scare
it's so
you.
hard. I never get to use my
Ultimate
ability because I
intimidation.
kill them too hard. No, I feel that.
Yeah, I know. I'm just. To be fair,
Every time I got something cool, I was like, "Oh, cool! I'm going to use this in the way of the wicked." Oh no, they're dead by laser fire, i.e., the archer. God, we were a destructive powerhouse then.
Yes. As we say, as we are just ripping through giants.
Oh yeah, we're still
Yeah.
strong here, but I
Yeah.
think those ones were worse.
Lucky did say that it was a difficult thing, and we did almost die at the first part because
Yes.
light the field on fire.
God damn it. I wish I had lit the field on fire for those fucking owls.
So that first attack gets a +4 from Scylla.
Well, this is Dos Estes.
Oh, sorry, I missed.
So
he's
those will still both hit. So that's total.
And then it's full attack, so he's gonna
That'll hit. That won't grab. That'll also hit and that'll kill.
And then Emmanuel wastes
They're
his
all-
+4.
They're all dead.
6 more seconds pass. You hear a sound of a giant up in the cave. Ow! Because the acid is still burning.
Fuck's sake, just killing me.
Just die already. Dying here.
I don't think it'll kill him outright, but it would burn for another 32 points of damage over the next 4 rounds.
You just hear occasional screaming for the next few seconds before it's quiet.
Yeah.
You stop and listen every now and there's occasional. But that's it.
Well, that was an uncomfortable death.
I think they're faking, but don't care.
Still in dire bear form, I do like a head gesture that's like, want me to go up there and check?
Well, do we want to go question her?
There's a 100 feet up sheer cliff, apparently, but
Bears can climb trees.
Also, is Dose like a mutant? Can't he climb? Does he
Yeah,
have a
can't
climb
he
speed?
just like flatten into a
mean-
snake and wrap around the mountain or something?
No, but I
Bear,
can
shot with
give you a
bear.
peace sign, and Emmanuel and Dose can begin to levitate upward.
You guys, I just hit hard. He has the bullshit.
Emmanuel, you levitate and you see the giant there kind of just sitting back, and then when it sees you kind of popping up over the thing, it just closes his eyes and pretends to be dead, sticks his tongue out sideways.
I'm more intrigued about how Gork reacts to seeing his brother just, all right, and just start floating up.
I'm fucking climbing up there. 36.
Yeah, you climb up there.
Yeah.
It takes you a little longer than the other two, but you eventually get up there, pull yourself over the lip, and you just see the giant there, clearly not dead, clearly just have his eyes closed with a fake expression.
I do like the idea that they just float up there, and then you hear the grunting, and then just like a bear claw that's wreathed in fire digs into the ground and melts the stone as it's pulling itself up.
Yep. You see some sweat beads come off the side of the face, but otherwise it just pretends to be dead.
Passive intimidation to make it think better. 30.
It holds its breath.
Gork's School of Emergency Acting.
Its friends fuck around and found out, so I don't think it wants to.
Anything we want to ask her?
Is she
I
gonna
look
know
at-
anything that we don't?
I look at Emmanuel, still a bear that cannot talk. Like, really?
I'm Emmanuel Depardieu.
So if you weren't dead and wanted to continue not being, what would you be able to tell us?
Do you shout that out?
Nah, just a suggestion.
Oh, okay.
Funny thing to say.
Also, just Dose looks at Gork when he does the motions, like, you know, Emmanuel can understand me. We can just do the translation thing.
This
Do
is
you want me
true.
to push this giant off a cliff?
No.
I say to
Just-
Yeah.
fish fur.
What information do we need? Do we need any information?
I don't know. You're the one that came up here. I say to fish fur.
Also, who here speaks giant?
I
Like
speak
pretty
to
much
you.
everybody. I think the only ones that don't are like Pledrum and Afixa.
Emmanuel does not.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I was even gonna say because I can cast tongues on myself to speak giant.
Is this giant wearing a belt?
The one that's in the cave.
Yeah.
We can just say yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna paw my way up to the giant trying to play dead, and I am just going to use my prehensile lips to wrap around the belt, and I'm just gonna start dragging it to the edge of the cliff to dangle it off.
They just let you do that and then pretend to be limp.
Where are the drugs going?
Should we remind Gorg that it can levitate? As we're both levitating.
No, this is funnier.
I say with my mouth half open, I'm just getting it down there so that way the others can talk to it too. I know it can levitate. And then I drop it.
Yeah, it falls about halfway before it freaks out and starts spasming and casts levitate on itself to fall the rest of the way.
Yeah.
So then it's like
Right.
down here.
Dose and Emmanuel slowly levitate down.
And all of a sudden you just see this massive, like huge giant just get on its knees with its hands in its lap, with its head down. Suitably cowed.
Gork will follow down the cliffside 3 minutes later, but it's extremely not graceful because he's literally just digging his claws into the cliff and just scraping his way down.
It's halfway down. It's a
Climb up
barrel roll.
good, but I think it's evil how nature made animals to be able to climb up trees, but down trees not so good.
Like, it's very not graceful. Like, his arms are fully out, extended with his claws in, and he loses grip, so it's like his back legs are kicking for a minute while you guys are talking to this giant.
Yeah. See, that's
Classic
not gravity.
cat
That's
trying
not
to
nature.
come
That's
down
just
the tree.
gravity. Gravity's a bitch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. My eternal nemesis.
Or like I like to say, gravity's a myth. The Earth just sucks.
Yeah. The rest of you talkies, do your thing.
What do we? I mean, I really don't think they're going to know much that we don't already know. But
How many giants are in the city?
When you ask them that, let me look up the number that they might be able to give you.
Or the number they could count to.
I mean, cloud giants aren't stupid.
Okay.
Gonna be
I
a really
wasn't sure.
big
We've run into a pretty broad gamut of intelligence with these
Yeah.
guys.
They're not like the most intelligent, but they're not dumb.
There's lots of dumb humans, so it's not impossible.
I like
So
that
do we
idea,
think
though.
these-
A stupid creature having a concept of numbers, but only a very limited one. So, like, maybe they can count to 5. So when they're like describing an army, they were like there were 5s and 5s of soldiers.
They can only
Wow.
count in prime numbers.
But yeah, when you ask how many giants are up here, she kind of looks at you all for a second, like maybe 3 or 4 dozen that I can think of off the top of my head. Most of them are out either scouting or on missions of some sort.
Out of character, do we think these giants are working with the bad guys?
And they're guarding the city of the bad guy.
God, I'd hope so. Otherwise, this is embarrassing.
Otherwise, this is just awkward. We're just intruding on their home and slaughtering them.
Turns out this was the resistance. Whoops.
They weren't throwing rocks at us. They were just playing bocce.
Are you still working for Runelord?
That sounds familiar, I guess. The giants with the runes on their bodies have taken over a lot of tribes that were in the area and told us that we are working for a rune lord, Karzog, something like that.
Yeah, we're here to fight Karzog.
Well, if you're looking to fight Karzog, you're more than welcome to. I'm just going to sit here and pretend that I died in the line of duty before I crawl away in shame.
Probably a good idea.
Probably the third best idea, yes. I saw that one turn into a bear earlier. That's weird.
I
He does
totally
that.
fall the last 20 feet and land on my back.
Because you only get to do the crawling away excuse once, right?
I'd imagine so. I imagine if I came back and did it, you'd treat me the same as my sisters over there.
Sorry about your sister.
Oh no, they were bitches anyway.
Do the other giants not want to work for the Rune Giants as well?
Most of them are rather not loyal so much as, oh, well, we were being into submission, so clearly these people know what's happening. But there are a few people who aren't truly loyal. If you're looking for someone who's interested in not working for Karzog, and you could always seek out Ugak. He's a
Who's that?
He's a stone giant in the encampment in the city. I mean, I guess I can tell you guys this, that you're not going to share it with other giants that are loyal to Karzog. He's trying to organize a rebellion and to escape the city, but hasn't really got enough loyal to him yet to make the attempt. I will
where
say
can we
I
find
was. He's in the encampment of giants that are near the center of the city up ahead.
Is there a good way to get there undetected?
Hey, Richard.
Don't follow the
Can
road.
you put that?
Good answer.
Can you put that name in the chat?
Yeah, it's a weird name. Give me a second.
Shugak.
Qgak? Yeah, Qcac.
Bukak.
Geico.
His name is now Geico.
We shall help Geico in his fight against Carfax.
This was all an ad. How
Can you imagine a whole campaign just an ad for
Click on the
Carfax and Geico?
how progressive. We must get liberty mutually.
Oh.
McDonald's.
Right. Do you see the state of those farms over there?
I don't know. I think it's pretty Allstate.
No, you
myself.
see, if that was the case, I would have had you have that Wendigo encounter in the beginning of this book, but it wouldn't be the Wendigo. It would just be the king.
Unto me, farmers, we shall go through the golden arches to dethrone the Burger King.
Oh, wow.
You're
Been a lot of
gonna have to
puns.
get past his most powerful generals, though, such as Hardy and Carl Jr.
And his fearsome navy under Captain D and Captain Crunch.
Just watch out for
Trying to
Jack.
remember.
He's always hiding in the boxes.
I
Count
was trying to
Chocula.
remember what.
I know
Anyway.
the real troublemaker is Waffle House.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there's no stopping that. That's like the Tarrasque of the restaurant world. Nothing shuts it down.
I was trying to remember what the other name for Carl's Jr. was.
Hardee's.
Yeah. It's called Carl Jr. here, though.
Yeah,
and I think that's
Carl
by
G.
far the
I mean,
funniest
it's the same
restaurant
thing with
name.
the mayonnaise brand Best Foods, or it's called Hellman's in, I think, the East Coast and Central.
Huh. I didn't know they called it something different. Why would they do that?
I don't know. Probably a issue with another product at the time, and now the other product is garbage and never exists anymore.
Or
Or
it's
they
just
absorbed
it's
a
just-
regional brand.
recognize, yeah.
I
They
just
called
always
it
thought the
manufactured
name
there.
Carl's Jr. was just funny for a restaurant because there's so many components to it. Like it's not Carl Jr., it's Carl's Jr., but his name isn't Carl's. It's possessive.
It
Carl owns
It's
Jr.
the junior of Carl.
I'm pretty sure I heard
Let's
this
forget it.
conversation about Carl's Jr. many times.
We are just referencing all the brands this session.
We're having a giggly time right now. It started with the owl fucking, and it's just gone from there.
All right, if we keep throwing out enough brands, we're bound to hook some sort of sponsorship, right? That's how
I
this
would
works.
deeply love to be sponsored by Carl's Jr.'s or Hardee's, and our segue is Owl.
I will name, if we get a sponsorship, I will name my next character Carl's Jr.
Well, no, you'll name it Junior, and he'll be another character named Carl.
Named Carl.
It don't matter. Ain't
No,
no,
you see,
matter.
when we go and play the Warhammer 40k thing again,
Yeah, someone
we'll
needs
have
to
Carl
play
show up, and then who's like, "Oh, this is my new friend. He kind of works for me now," and it's just some guy named Junior, played by Michael.
Coral. I deeply want there to be some marketing that's like, guys, we got the perfect people to be our brand ambassadors. The Pixel Buddies. Oh, the owl fucking guys?
Owl fuckers.
God,
Well-
I would kill to be known as the owl fucking guys if we ever got past.
Yes.
Well, it's
That
gonna
would be the
Tootsie
funniest
Roll, Tootsie
shit.
Pops.
I mean, we just got over the whole, what was it, duck fucking from our charades games?
No.
God.
but yes.
We have a
Oh
weird
God,
habit of
this is gonna
fortress
be our.
birds.
This
It's
is
all
gonna
this
be our Rick and Morty incest. People are gonna be like, "No, they did this too many times."
Just
Once
working our way
it
through
would
the
be
avian
fine,
kingdom.
okay?
Somebody in this party fucked a bird.
I don't know which one. One of these motherfuckers fucked
I
a
don't
boy.
know which it was, but it was definitely a manual.
Have any of you here seen Letterkenny?
No.
Oh, they have an episode where, basically for an entire season, they're referring to this group of people and like, are they the ostrich fuckers? And just kind of going over the story of like, the rumors that have been going around about, he fucks ostriches, right?
Oh, so it was like a spaghetti incident type thing?
Pretty much, yeah.
Ostriches are way too tall.
The fucking orphanage incident in that 140K game we did.
Yep. A reoccurring joke born purely out of laziness.
I stick by that was funnier than any backstory we could have actually written down.
No,
okay?
100%.
No, listen, we can't let this in like the last time. All those orphans. Because every time it got mentioned, we added a little bit more spice to what happened.
Yeah, and Loki was all like, wait, that was you guys?
Wait, I'm missing some context. What is this?
This was that briefly lived Warhammer 40K mystery
Yeah.
game
Okay.
where it was Michael and I believe it was your character actually, the two RBDs where I was supposed to I gave you guys a prompt. I'm like, what was a previous case you're on that went bad?
Oh yeah.
And then you guys just came up with fucking nothing, and it just turned into just a reoccurring joke where we never got a full details on what it was, but it went poorly, and you were in trouble for it, and everyone knew what it was, and no one ever said what it was.
Because it was just too bad to admit. It was just too bad
I
to say or
remember
talk about.
But it always allowed us to just kind of improv like, oh, the bus full of orphans, though. That's just tragic. Yeah.
I do remember that now that we elaborate more. Anyway, do you have any more questions for this cloud giant before they cloud the fuck off?
Well, not really. No.
Because they told you about Gugak, and they told you that if you're like looking to stay unnoticed, to probably stay off of the main road.
Does Geico know your name?
I don't believe so. I'm just one of the few people that he's met recently.
Is there a way he would trust us?
I don't know. That's a hard sell. There's a lot of crazy shit up here. Speaking of, this one's free. Stay away from the vegetation.
Duly noted.
And Reesh, do you have... Go ahead.
What kind of giant was UCAC?
A stone giant.
Okay. I mean, he's just got to be Geico
Reesh,
now.
Do you have a dream or anything we could use to make first contact with him?
Ooh, good idea.
Maybe.
Because if we could just appear in his dream and be like, hey, bro, we are down with the whole idea of taking this Karzog guy on. So if you want to help us out, that'd be chill. Or if you don't message us back.
Wear red on Monday.
Let's see. Looks like it's from the Mythic Adventures book. So I've got everything in the core book, pretty much.
I feel like Dream would be a part of that.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that in the core book.
No, I didn't put it in the...
I mean, I can just Google it real quick. It should say it on the bottom of the D20 website which book it came from.
Yeah, it says Mythic
Came from Mythic
Adventures.
Adventures. Yeah. I'll say you could have it.
Yeah, all right. I can prep it at some point in the future. It's a 5th level spell.
Gotcha.
All right.
And
How
then,
far away are we from the middle of the city?
You're still maybe a quarter mile from the outskirts over this next hill. You should be able to see it pretty clearly. We were just posted here as guards, so make sure no one wandered in. So I think I'm fired, but I'm okay with this as long as they don't catch me.
So if we want to do the dream thing, we need to camp out over here.
Yeah. If you wish, you can also decide to go from there, or you can look at it. You can check the city out and decide if you want to continue on, or just hang back here for a day.
I want to take a bite of Frost Giant while they're talking.
Like out of the living one or the other ones?
No, the dead Frost Giant,
Oh,
not
the
the
Frost
not
Giant.
the Cloud Giant. I'm very
Okay.
explicitly not eating her sisters in front of her.
You take a bite of the frost giant.
Mm.
Like, I feel like that would hurt his teeth.
Oh,
One
the fire.
because he's cold, and second because he was kind of thick-headed.
Meanwhile, inside my head, oh, the fire cooks the meat as I am chewing it. Now that's neat.
I think that should be on your gravestone, Gombo. I'm very consciously not eating her sisters in front of her.
I'm trying not to make it. I'm trying not to make a joke about that one more than.
Yep, there's
we've already done
many
it.
opportunities.
There's many layers there. But anyway, she, if no one tried to stop her, departs and is gone.
Go. I'll let her float away.
If she just walks away. They don't have fly powers. They just levitate.
Oh.
I turned back into Dwarf Gork. Turned to Rish. So did you ever stop that acid from burning her?
Is limited.
All right. So we know about
She just drops
Gucat.
dead.
Do we want to bother with this guy? Question
know.
for the party.
If the opportunity presents itself, it wouldn't be bad to have comrades, or at least, take half of the group out of the fight before it starts.
Mm.
Whatever you lot think. If there really is only about a dozen giants and they're like this, kicking one of the dead giant bodies, I don't think we're going to have too much trouble getting through, but...
Probably not, but best not to bite off more than we can chew.
All right. So do you guys think we should wait until we have the spell to...
Could at least recon city, yes.
All right. Let's go check out the city then.
So you continue northward?
Can you invisible us as a group?
I can use invisible spheres, so yes.
What's your time on that?
I'll put it in the chat, maybe.
Only a minute per level, so maybe once we get close.
Yeah. They did tell you that it's basically right over the next rise, so you can say that when you get close to that rise and you start seeing anything other than just the horizon, you can say you cast it then. I'm fine with that. But yeah, as you...
I'm going to go ahead and put up Gravity Bow when he puts on the invis.
Yep. As you make your way northward, eventually the rise begins to... You see the outskirts of tips of mountains, and then it becomes into more constructed buildings. As you do that, you cast the invisibility sphere on yourself, and you reach the top of this small hill that blocked your vision prior, and you're looking into a valley that defies almost belief. A narrow mountain pass opens into this glacial valley, extending north and then turning west at the base of a vast mountain at the far end. Filling this valley is an ice-capped city of enormous proportions. The near end is mostly blocked by a huge fortress of smooth black stone with multiple towers rising from its high walls. Exiting the bailey of this fortress is a massive causeway of gold that dominates the city as it travels down the center of the vale. You see enormous towers and spires of many colored stones pack both sides of the central thoroughfare, rising to prodigious heights and giving the illusion that the road itself is a valley. The eastern slope of the valley has been partially subsumed by what looks like ancient volcanic flow, seeming near a quarter of the city have been buried from such a flow. That section is now little more than a mass of ice with jagged angles and peaks of ruined structures poking through its topmost layer. And where the valley curves slightly to the west, the structures seem to grow larger, becoming gigantic as they climb up and over the rocky spur. And at the far end of the valley, the city abuts the lower slope of a truly massive peak. The city builders appeared to have taken no heed in the change of slope, for the causeway just merely elevates at a steep angle and continues to climb. It continues to climb the incline in a nearly straight line, transforming into an immense stairway. Additional buildings cling precariously to the mountain face alongside the causeway, growing even larger and more impressive as they ascend. The gigantic building finally gives way to a few thousand. The gigantic buildings finally give way to a few thousand feet above. The mighty road continues to wend its treacherous way just below the mountain's peak. There, a spired citadel looms, its size and proportions magnificent. It too fails to summit the mountain. Instead, the topmost spire ends just below a dominant face of a stern man carved into the peak of the mountain that surveys the city below. The otherworldly quality of the strange panorama is further reinforced by the sound of cold winds slicing across the high peaks, making strange cries and shrieks in the thin mountain air. I will take you to the city map. So you can this is kind of what you can see overlooking from down in this angle.
Welcome to Karzog City.
And this will be a nice point to, as you're all looking over this, you begin to notice that after this last fight, you all feel a little bit winded more than you usually do. I actually need everyone to make me a fortitude save. That includes the bear. Both of them.
The way this dude's got his head carved into the mountain, bro. Fortitude. For which I am known.
Not great for Lucilla. Gork's probably fine, though.
Okay, you all managed to not feel any too ill effects. But the air up here is very thin, and it's taking you some hard time getting used to it. Being as high up in the mountains as this is, seems to be that it's a little hard pressed for you to handle it. As you are in high peaks and could risk suffering from altitude sickness.
Right. Can Lucilla pass out coffee beans for us to chew on?
Is that a thing?
Yeah, there's some cities in South America that are extremely high altitudes that will hand people coffee beans as you get off the plane to munch on. It helps you acclimate to the lack of oxygen.
Really?
I believe it's coffee beans. It's some sort of bean. I need to look it up again. But there is a city in South America that is at such high elevation that it has the thin air effect just by getting off an airplane.
I mean, they have a lot of coffee beans.
Yeah, so
makes sense. And
I think
those
basically that wouldn't do anything.
yeah, but if nothing else, fun fact.
Because I will say this is
something that'll pop your ears.
Actually has a higher DC because it's more than 15,000 feet up.
Yeah.
So it's pretty high. But you don't feel any ill effects, and you kind of see the city before you.
15,000 feet. That's where you need oxygen, right? For like real world.
Huh? I think it's higher than that, than 15,000, but I'm not quite sure. I don't really know the real life equivalent, but I'm just going by the actual rules of the player's handbook, actually, for high peaks.
All right. So I don't think we're going to go shopping around in the giant town.
Man,
Karzog City.
Two Legs have been leaving ugly shit all over the place for a long time, huh?
That's the face right there in the bottom left of this giant mountain ends in this weird ass looking face.
That doesn't even look like him.
Is that the Rushmore?
No, you see, that's what you call them during Pledge Week. They need to rush more.
No, he goes by haste.
Man, this, at one point, this was probably a really picturesque valley, and then they just put all this shit here.
He's definitely fallen to ruin.
Would make for an amazing got your nose prank.
I just had this mental image of us scaling the mountain, chipping off the nose, and then breaking into his throne room and using it as an improvised weapon. Got your nose!
Ooh, you kids.
Okay, so let's see. Do we know where he is?
I'm guessing the
Here?
giant fuck off spire next to his face.
Seemed likely.
I mean, this guy tried to kill us with a statue of himself. I don't think he'd be squatting on one of the lower buildings.
All right.
I'm not excited for when that thing animates.
Well, do any
You
of
also
you have?
You do remember that he keeps making, every time you have heard him speak, he's alluded to the fact that when he's free, so you imagine he's sealed somewhere. So it's probably not he's just wandering about the city.
Any of you guys have a way to get a closer look?
Not quietly.
Mm.
I look to the wizard lizard.
Could try sending Arcane Eye. Would take several minutes to cast, but yes, we're not in any hurry.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead and use Arcana, I guess. To maybe get a closer look at what their defenses are.
16 minutes, yeah. So this is a big city, so we won't be able to encompass the whole city with just the arcane eye.
I think we were going to inspect the spire nearest the face.
Yeah.
If I
The
can
battle
use it.
spire over here.
So you're in like this area here, in the
That's,
bottom.
Range of 4,800 feet on the eye, but that would get it there and wink out, depending.
4,800 feet would go only about this far. So you're looking at the first like area that you were I had described. It was like the spire, like defensive outpost.
What about the invisible flying horses?
Given that, well, we'd be visible, and I think they're ghostly, not completely invisible.
They're
Are they
incorporeal, not invisible.
I meant their speed. Could they get us across fast enough for the sphere to still hold?
They are. I think they're just as fast as a horse.
Yeah, it's also going to get a little harder to maintain a sphere of invisibility amongst a bunch of flying horses.
Mm-hmm.
Touché.
Speed. Commute. There's
20 feet per 2 caster levels, it says.
To a maximum of 100.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then at max, I'd be able to have them at 320.
I think there's a reason why I can max. Oof. But yeah, if you're sending your arcane eye over to that area there, get a layout of the initial jaunt. Yeah, you travel down that way.
Since it can't reach to where we want a spot, I guess I'll look for a good place to camp in these initial buildings.
Yeah. So yeah, looking through as far as you can reach with the vision of the eye. The initial wave of buildings that are on this first part of it are a little sparser than as you get deeper into the city. But all the buildings themselves look rather dilapidated. There's like holes in roofs, missing parts of walls. Doors are not there. But as far as things go, the construction is still relatively sound, which is surprising with how long this has probably been here. They don't look like they're going to fall over from a stiff breeze or anything. The road itself that kind of cuts through the main part of the city and then also kind of diverts into this keep that's nearby is about 75 feet wide. It's elevated. And it's weird, though, because the road itself seems to be almost 100 feet off the ground in some places. Like when you're looking at it, it's hard to tell and it's not immediately obvious. But as you're kind of like scoping out through buildings, you realize that the buildings themselves are bigger than they appear because the road actually drops down into the city proper. And then there's a lower level of where the buildings are. You're not sure if that's by design or just the flow of damage from the city has actually sunken it in. And it remains rather sound, though you do see some stretches here and there of parts that have collapsed into rubble. But the building proper next to it, you see the ruined road branches and a narrower route leading around to it passes through what looks like a looming stone wall flanked by glossy black towers. It seems to be some sort of ancient gateway. A dark mass of gritty rock and ice presses up against the fortress's northern face. The ancient lava flow apparently stopped, but only just by the stone walls.
Sorry, I thought you were done. Keep going.
Okay, I was just going to say, on the walls themselves, you see what looks like some bird-like creatures kind of keeping an eye out. You at first think they're just birds, but they look kind of humanoid. If you want to know what those are, you could make me a...
We already fought like some harpies or something, didn't we?
Yeah. But I mean, this is Kenneth's Reach looking through it, so if they were harpies, I would have just told you they were harpies because you have fought them before. This would be a knowledge nature if you wanted to determine what these are.
Rolled pretty well.
Yeah, 32, that would be enough. Let me bring up. These are a type of Lamiakin, known as a Kutrima, if I'm pronouncing that right. They're vaguely human creatures that have a head of a vulture and wings for arms. You see in their talons, they actually are holding with their talons long, large longbows. They, with that role, you know, they are considered they're known as Eaters of the Dead, and they are considered the lowest order of Lamia. Lacking even the normal Lamia's capabilities of spells or spell-like abilities, and usually function as soldiers or scouts.
I'd
So
relay
the
that to
chaff.
the party.
And if with the time you would have to scope it out with the eye inside, there is some words I cannot say sometimes. There are some different like crates and storage of some kind, but inside mostly is an open area with a bunch of aurochs, like high mountain, like cow kind of creatures. They seem to be kept in a pen, but like made of like wooden beams. But that's really all you can see.
What I was going to ask earlier, is this the lava flow on this side?
No, it's on the other side.
Okay.
This is just like a mountain area, and it turns into like a valley, right?
The valley. Okay.
This like right here, this like what
That's
is
the
the
lava.
lava flow.
Gotcha.
Like this building here, you could see from your vantage is a building set on top of the mountainside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense.
To kind of overlook the entire city, and then beyond on the very northwest area, there's a path up here leading up the mountain to the statue face area.
The steep stairs.
Yeah.
Okay. So do we start knocking on doors?
Either that or skulls, unless you want to do this dream plan or whatever to talk to Stony Face, Geico or whatever.
And we definitely need to call Geico.
Fucking all these jokes are just nonsense. Bunch of liberty bibbity, I swear. Oh, commercials are invasive and should be shot.
Yep. Our society has been completely overrun by them. Much like Pringles. Once you have one, you pop. You can't stop.
Yeah.
Just pure
It's just
mayhem.
an irresistible song of money. At one point, cable didn't have commercials. It's a paid service.
30% of our brains are
I mean,
ass.
Netflix didn't used to have commercials, but now they're apparently going to have them. So, like an option to have with commercials, which I'm like, this, you're like returning back to the way no one wanted it and why we left cable.
Mm-hmm.
It'll just be a new service that will replace it. Anyway.
Yep.
Enough about real life that sucks. What you all want to do?
Well, I say we either send a message to that giant or we start knocking some skulls.
Yeah, we might as well message the giant. Pick one of these buildings, go into the less lavish cave mansion, and spend the night.
It's probably midday-ish, depending. We took a while to get through that fog maze.
It's probably approaching 2 p.m.-ish.
But at the same time, it is very thin air that we aren't really prepared for.
Yeah.
Just take smaller breaths. Or fewer breaths. I forget which. I don't know. Stop complaining about it.
The important thing is just stop breathing.
Yeah. Don't be a bitch. That's what you need to do.
Okay. So you're going to go head into the city and try to find one of the closer buildings to kind of lodge into and make a nice cave house for the night or the day.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. So it's not hard to find a building you can go into. With maybe another cast of invisibility sphere, you'd be able to make it there without being noticed. And
Are there
reach.
giants walking around, or does it look very abandoned?
It's hard to tell from a distance looking into the city. The immediate area when you're first walking into it doesn't look like there's any people living right there. But as you get deeper in, it's going to be one of those things you'll probably notice as you go in, but it's not noticeable right now. Yep, you go into the mansion, and it is definitely easier to breathe in here.
Time to lay around and eat biscuits.
Is there any way we could, is there any rules for acclimation? Like, how long does that take to get used to the thinner atmosphere?
It's pulling it up a month.
Oh,
Plus,
Yeah.
Plus, there's a Reddit thread talking about it that was saying, if you're going into a mage's mansion, you're not acclimatizing.
Yeah, exactly. But if it takes a month, then it's like, ain't
No,
got that time.
We need to do this the Dragon Ball Z gravity training way, where we intentionally make it harder on ourselves to get over it faster. So I say we stand outside, exhale, and then punch each other in the stomach. Just to make
What you
sure.
see is you make a time-altering demiplane that had the same thin air as out here, and you just go acclimate that way.
Or even better yet, if we could have the mansion be a vacuum, that way we acclimate that much faster.
Yep.
Because the better way to get used to less air is to get used to no air.
I would like to put some training weights on my lungs.
Well, your lungs have exploded, so
Yeah. New character time. Last part of the campaign.
nah, Fix-It can just fix you. It's in her name.
Yeah.
Fix ya.
But anyway, I'm gonna take a quick bio real quick since this is a decent break.
Everyone go ahead and take bryos, bathrooms, waters, whatever. Go water the plants with your bathroom break.
I think that'd be a fantastic way to play Curse of Strahd.
Oh yeah.
Just make them like Alucard in their Bridge series.
Hey kids, want to see a dead body?
I'm going for a walk.
Yeah. They took offense to that. They're still doing in-character Let's Plays, or they've gone on to do an actual project. I know a few of them are official voice actors now.
Who's official voice actors?
Team 4-Star.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I stopped watching anything they do now that Dragon Ball Z Abridged is over, because none of the other stuff really interests me other than I did like their Nuzlocke until they started cheating on them. And I'm like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah, I heard he pissed off a lot of people by going against it.
Yeah. That, and I remember when they were ending Dragon Ball Z Abridged, someone like in their subreddit mentioned like, yeah, well, I'm all for them letting them do whatever they want because it's their business, it's their decision to do, but they shouldn't be shocked if people are no longer going to be supporting their Patreon stuff, even though they did say that the Patreon money didn't go towards Dragon Ball Z Abridged. People were supporting them because they enjoyed that content. And one of the people, I think it was the Lanny Pator guy, the one that does the Vegeta's voice, went on there and started yelling at the guy about how how much of a dumbass he is, and how they clearly said that they weren't using that for Dragon Ball Z Abridged. And the guy clearly mentioned, "Hey, I prefaced this by saying we know you said that, but a lot of people supported it for that reason anyway."
I mean, just because you're not using it for something doesn't mean that's not the reason they're giving it to you.
Yeah, like I'm like, that's fine if the guy going to get mad about that. He's probably a little sensitive. I can't imagine everyone wanted to stop. It was probably a couple of them that wanted to stop. They were doing the editing. Because I will say, I don't blame the editors who edited those, because that probably took a lot of fucking work.
Oh yeah, I watched a couple of their making ofs, and dude was going in fixing animation errors on top of
Yeah, they actually
certain
improved
scenes.
some of the animation errors as they had to work on it to make it look better. It's weird.
What's up?
Oh, we were just talking about Team 4-Star.
Oh yeah.
I do love that picture you put hey kids, want to see a dead body? Oh, Curse of Strahd. The book everyone says is like the last like actual good adventure they made. Like the adventure books they added are good as a read and for a setting kind of book, but not so much for adventures, I've heard.
I'll push back on some of that because I've read Wild Beyond the Witchlight, and I'm currently I'm being very methodical about going through the Shadow of the Dragon Queen, the newest one.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I disagree. I think some of the other ones are not great, I know, but like Wild Beyond the Witchlight is a super interesting and fun campaign because they very much designed.
Well, is that a campaign, or is that just like a series of a bunch of single-off adventure things?
Nope, that one's a actual like campaign. It's a full through story.
Because I know they came out with one that they called a campaign book.
Yes,
but it was like 3 or 4 different mini campaigns.
Yeah, it was a tavern one, and then there was Beyond the Radiant Citadel and Candlekeep were a bunch of mini adventures. But Wild Beyond the Witchlight has you go into the Feywild. I would actually really like to run that one with you guys, just for nothing else, because it was designed intentionally that you could fight your way through it, or there's always a non-combat option if you're clever and you're feeling tricksy, and it doesn't punish you one way or the other. So it's like it's one of those ones where it's like everyone could play an illusionist character and it would just still function completely smoothly. Yeah. Or if you ever want to play a character who's like very much anti-violence, you won't drag the party down for once. And it's very enjoyable and whimsical.
In other D&D news, do you all see that because of the open game license thing, D&D Beyond crashed because too many people were trying to cancel their subs?
Yeah, I've kind of become annoyed with the whole situation. Like, obviously, was Hasbro and everything is being an asshole, but there's some people on the internet in the fan base community that are making it insufferable for me at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, that's just any fan base. But yeah, someone was like, came on to one of the Reddits that I was on, and they're like, hey, just because if you want to choose to boycott the game, doesn't mean you have to stop playing the game. You can still use all the shit you own and play the game.
Yeah.
You just don't, if you don't want to contribute, you don't have to contribute anything new, and you can just use third-party stuff or the stuff you already owned.
Or just make it up.
Oh yeah, make it up.
Or the ones I find annoying, I don't click on their videos. I just see them in like my feed and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
where they're all like these YouTube channels where they just talk about like D&D strategies and like builds and stuff like that, which is good fun.
Mhm.
And they have all these clickbait titles like "Wizards of the Coast want to steal my content," and I'm like, no, they don't, dipshit. The OGL doesn't affect you.
Yeah, but no, it's because those clickbait contents is where they get a lot of their views, and that's what makes their money.
And then the people who write the D&D books are actually getting death threats, and they're like, but I'm the one that leaked it to you.
Also,
Right.
I don't understand anyone who sends death threats for shit like this.
Yeah.
I know.
You don't just stop supporting the company if you don't want to compete those practices.
I agree.
Right.
The whole OGL
At least
thing
send
of
it to
that-
the fucking CEO or CFO.
I mean, if
People
you
are actually
if you
making
have to
calls.
send a death threat, send it to the actual people in charge, not the people who write the damn shit.
Yeah.
Also,
And I still don't condone that.
yes, I don't condone that either. I was gonna say, I'm just gonna be the devil's advocate here for a hot second. I do agree that the OGL thing is bad, but like,
If you're
most other TTRPGs don't have any kind of OGL. Like all the Warhammer stuff I love, nothing. You can't do anything with that. Games
Yeah.
Workshop
Right.
is very particular. Like, let's take a moment to take a deep breath and remember where the bar actually is here.
Yeah.
Like,
That's true.
Oh yeah, someone commented that they're like, the open game license is nice, but if the game's good, even without an open game license, people will still want to play it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Also, by the way, if you're sending death threats to somebody over something like this, maybe you're the bad guy and not the person
Yeah.
Right.
fucking doing
least
the
it's
bullshit.
I read some of the OGL stuff for the old one that they were gonna do, but they said they're not gonna do now.
Mhm.
And it kind of is better to have nothing than what they wrote.
Oh, 100%. It is genuinely scummy. As I said,
Oh, yeah,
I
there's-
am not
I have no problem
I
with people bitching about it, but
like
Yeah,
at
I'm not
least under like
disagreeing.
that Warhammer, like obviously like you can't write and sell stuff that you make, but also if you do make something,
Mm.
that's not their intellectual property now.
Yeah, as I said, I do agree that the OGL 1.1 they put out was absolutely awful. I'm just saying, maybe don't have it ruin your month.
also
Maybe
be less insufferable about your complaints.
yes.
The
Well,
one positive thing I've learned from this is that under American law, you can't actually copyright the rules. You can copyright your wording of the rules, but
And you
Yeah,
can
fun-
copyright anything you make within those. Like that's why they have copyrights on like beholders.
yeah,
yeah, that's why.
it's arguable that the OGL actually isn't necessary. And here's a fun
I'm
fact for
sorry.
you. Then we'll
we
get
don't
back to
use
D&D.
beholders. We use spheres of many eyes.
Yeah, exactly. And here's a little fun fact for you: is that rule about you can't make copyright mechanics? That was accidentally because of Nintendo. In their first Fatal Frame game, they tried to copyright the fear bar mechanic, and it was ruled that you couldn't do that. So that's the precedent. It's very fun.
Good. It's fucking
Yeah.
dumb.
Yeah,
It is-
I mean,
it's
to be
very
fair,
dumb to try to
copyright
do that.
laws in the world right now are very bad and
Yes.
need to be overhauled
Look,
like a motherfucker.
I kind of don't even care about the ethical argument because
Yeah.
if your argument leads to like imagine how far back we would be if Nintendo had the copyright to side-scrolling video games.
Oh, 100%.
It's a ridiculous precedent to set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now that comes back, we'll get back to it. But my closing argument was, yes, they were being a dick with the new OGL thing. Yes, it's not good. It's understandable why people don't like it. That being said, people really need to sit down, take a deep breath, and realize what the fuck they're doing with their life. If it's upsetting them this much.
To quote
Why?
Zarya from
Oh, yeah.
Overwatch, "It is only game. Why you have to be mad?"
And the truth of the matter is, 99.9% of you motherfuckers, this is never going to affect because
Right.
you're not making anything.
Exactly.
You don't even have a fucking group that you're playing with. What are you talking about?
Most of the people online that make these memes for D&D, you can clearly tell have never played the damn game.
It's like, I understand why the people who make the content are extra upset about it, but there's some people out there who don't. I'm like, this does not affect you. Like, obviously,
Like, some of the people are upset that don't even buy the third-party content anyway.
yeah.
Like,
I
I
do
buy
hope-
the third-party content that I think is really good.
Mhm.
Like, there was
I
that
do-
one I got that basically did layer mechanics and, like,
Yeah.
legendary
few.
actions and stuff for all the monster manual monsters.
I got some third-party rules. I recently picked up before this whole OGL nonsense. A nice one called Uncharted Journeys, which has a really great way of handling like travel mechanics, which
Mhm.
I wish I had before I started Damerholm because it's way more fun. What do you know? A team of like 18 professionals are better than me. But yeah, I buy some stuff, but. It's funny the people that said Wizards of the Coast are doing this because third parties were just making better content than them and they were jealous. I'm like, dude, you are way micro on like big business world.
They just want to make more money.
Yeah,
That's all it is.
it's just about money is what it is. It's not brand based jealousy. Like, come on,
Bro,
that's
just
such
play
a
Pathfinder, man.
Well, no, a
That's
lot of people. The best thing that came out of this is there actually are a lot of people who are trying second edition Pathfinder because of this, and I'm all for that.
Yeah, I'm glad to see there's some people that are also we haven't played it, but I have a book for it. Dungeon Crawl Classics, which is another really, really good one that's different.
People are trying that. People are trying Savage Worlds.
Mm-hmm.
People are playing Worlds Without Numbers now a little bit more.
Yep, but that's a really good sci-fi one. If you guys
Stars
don't want
Without
to get
Numbers is a
space.
sci-fi one.
Worlds Without
fantasy.
Stars Without Numbers is same mechanics, but
Yeah,
it's a good
similar
one if you don't want to get like super space magic-y sci-fi, you just want actual like spaceships and humans.
All right, Paizo, here's your next slogan. Buy our game. Our monkey people aren't racist. Bam. You can say, and they've got like six types of. They've got like six types of monkey people in Pathfinder.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
they're
they have
not
monkey
racist.
goblins. They have the Wei Yangs or whatever they're called. Or something.
yeah, Asian monkey people. Because they're based after the Monkey King from Chinese myth and all that.
I'm sorry. I always go back to that because I remember seeing that for the first time, and I literally thought it was a joke. I thought
do they
someone
really
had
make
taken.
monkeys with blackface?
I thought someone had like. I thought the images were real, but I thought someone had like rewritten in the text.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, I'll go look at the PDF because I have it. Nope, it's in there.
Yeah, they took that PDF away like immediately.
Mm-hmm.
I still have the physical copy of it.
So while y'all were talking, I actually read this guy's apology. It was pretty legit. Like, he got it right and said, yeah, we fucked up.
Wait, which apology?
As far as the OGL.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are already picking that apart.
Yeah, the first apology that came out was basically being like, well, we would have thought of using this open game license the way you guys were implying.
People complain about everything, bro. You won. I'm tired about hearing about it now.
That's all I'm saying.
I had only made a casual comment and we got
No, I'm not complaining about you. It's people on the internet. In this group, we're fine. I don't even like watch videos and stuff on it anymore.
Oh, I didn't. I read a couple articles and I'm like, okay, I'm done. And it kept popping up. I'm like, okay, I'm just not going to go on D&D subreddits for like another week or two. Because this is what happens.
It's just.
I just like that he says, first, though, let me start with an apology. We are sorry. We got it wrong. Like, that is very upfront and simple and to the point. Like, I pat people on the back who actually don't dance around anymore and say it very flatly like that. We got it wrong. Okay, let's move along, jackasses.
The best commenter on this was a guy named Sherlock Humes who runs a D&D show. and I enjoyed his hot take because it had a lot of this stuff is bad, but his also thing was fans. You need to check yourself. Your behavior isn't great either, and Wizards of the Coast, you got a lot of work to win us back, but try.
Yep.
Anyway,
Look, it's a good relationship. We're not leaving this girl, so let's move on.
You camp in the magnificent mansion of Rish for the night, and next day.
Another
Alright, so
night
what-
in Rish's magnificent mansion.
we're just sitting in the magnificent mansion. I'm next to Rish, and Gort goes, the funny part is, if I could cast this spell, looks around, it'd probably look about the same.
Yeah, nice cave. It's hard to come by.
It's a good cave. Blocks you from the wind. Solid.
It's better now that I figured this out. Emmanuel is now using Dose as a beanbag.
He just bends and fully envelops you like a furry chrysalis.
Every now and then, you just see his head kind of come back from the back, kind of rolls up like a horror movie. I require biscuits.
But then
Give him
it comes from the different side the next
Yeah.
time.
I require a biscuit. Just give him a biscuit. He turns his head back around, turns into a beanbag again. The contract has been fulfilled.
All this limbs. Oh, watch out.
All right.
It's Shoggoth.
Dream time.
So do any goblins or ghouls come in the night to take us out, Richard?
Nope, you guys are in a mansion with an invisible door, so you're safe.
While they're doing the
So then it
dream
sounds like it's
thing,
a dream time, baby.
Can I do a
Big Geico on the
survival?
line.
Can I do a survival outside the house to see how often it seems like people walk by this area?
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a survival, and then we'll get to the dream part.
+4 for tracking, so that would be
Yeah.
33.
There's occasional foot traffic through here. Not as much as you would expect. There's more traffic going, foot traffic looks like it's going towards the city rather than out of it.
Got it.
There are some foot traffic that looks weird though to you. It doesn't look like an animal, a giant, or anything you've seen before.
Is it something I can knowledge nature on, or something I could get Lucilla's input on?
Yeah, you can go get Lucilla and ask her about it.
Okay.
That would be a knowledge planes.
Okay, she's pretty good at this. 33.
So yeah, these at first it's okay, these just look like little bumps for some reason. Then you begin to realize no, these are giant spider footprints. But with that roll, you're like, no, these are more than just spiders. These are what is known as just from the tracking and the description of them. They're definitely some kind of planar spider. You can't get the exact name of them just from their footprints.
Yeah.
But they're definitely you see a couple drag marks. They're Lucille would point to them no, these are tentacles that have just been dragged across the ground. So there's something weird, spidery around here.
Got it. All right, that's all I got.
But if you were to see them, by the way, I'll just let you know that Lucille won't have to roll for that in the future. Once you put two together, I'll let you in on the rest of the details for that.
Cool.
Okay, so
Groot,
you actually
you
have to be
can-
asleep when I cast the spell.
Yeah, so it'll technically be the next night if anyone wants to do anything during the day. Well, assuming.
If the recipient
don't
is
actually
awake
know.
when the spell begins, the messenger can choose to wake up, ending the spell, or remain in the trance. The messenger can remain in the trance until the recipient goes to sleep. Then enter the dreams. Message is normal. So I guess the question would be, when you do camp out, how long would you stay within the trance? Because if you're waking up, say, what time? If you guys went to actually just rest at say you get in the camp area for 3 p.m. or something, you need 8 hours. You're waking up. You probably would if you wake up early enough, you could probably cast it and it'll receive it. So we'll say you wake up early in the morning, get your spells ready, and cast Dream, and it will go through.
Okay.
Sorry, that was most of me just talking myself through. Would this work right now, or?
Maybe he wakes up at the crack of noon.
Well, if we went in there at 3 p.m., couldn't Reese just go ahead and go to sleep, wake up at like 1 in the morning?
Well, that's what I was saying. Like, if you went knowing that you have to have the recipient be asleep, you probably would have gone to bed pretty much as soon as you get in there and do it in the morning, and then have your food afterwards. So the timing thing could be fine. Is what I'm saying.
Yep. Assuming it goes through. Guess I'll tell him that we're here to defeat Karzog. And if I can, show him images of the rest of the party. Have them in the dream alongside me.
Gotcha. And they can't respond in the dream, obviously. So.
Now, is that how we actually are, or just how Rish sees us?
Yes.
Oh, I would like to see that picture drawn by Reese.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can consider that message sent, and you wake up -1 5-level spell, and you all have breakfast, and you're good to go for the rest of the day. I will say, to get out of the way now, stepping outside, you are immediately hit by another fortitude save for the lot of you. So if you all wish to wear all that, get out of the way.
Fortitude!
Like Gork and Lucille are good.
Yeah. Pledrum, you actually begin to experience some of this. Maybe it's just because you're used to to be fair, you're more human than the rest of the party, so it probably affected you first. You feel a high amount of fatigue, so you are considered fatigued.
Can he use that ability to up his saving throws?
Which ability is that?
Hero
I can't
point.
remember.
Hero point?
Or I think you might be thinking of 5th edition, the Flash of Insight or something like that.
Oh yeah, that's Michael's character there.
Yeah. I mean, you can roll a hero point. You can use a hero point to add +4 if you want.
Fatigue is bad, man.
Yeah, I'll add +4 then.
Gotcha. So you're able to shrug it off, though probably look a little bit worse than the rest of the party, but you're good to go and no ill effects. So what you all wanting to do? City is yours. Well, not yet.
Either just go straight in, or if we want to wait for this giant to get back to us.
Well, I don't think Reach told them where you were, so.
Yeah, no, I'm just kicking ideas out here.
I think we just do what we do and see if he rallies anyone. I don't know.
Either we just sneak around and start picking some people off, then their numbers a little bit.
We can do that. Maybe he hears of the rebellion and joins us. Maybe we walk in on him.
Explore more of the city, I guess. Yeah, that is a question. Especially after all the teleport fuckery we've had previously. Could I kind of study the area and see if we'd be able to teleport out and come back?
Yeah, I guess you had enough spell casting to handle that before. Yeah, now that you've actually been able to get to here, you can teleport to and from the city.
Mm-hmm. Well, we could, now that we know we've got to deal with the altitude, we could try to go and get stuff. Was looking earlier. Amulets of adaptation are $9,000.
Ooh, I don't have that much anymore.
And there's also spells like Endure Elements and stuff.
Endure Elements actually specifically says it doesn't affect...
it doesn't that?
Yeah. Is a third-party one called Air Sphere that creates a 10-foot area of pure fresh air. Or a 10-foot diameter area. But that's third-party. And 5th level.
Nah.
I heard if you look at the sky and say cow.
just a little thin air. It's not going to slow me down any.
Yeah, looking at these save bonuses, I think Bludgeon's really the only one that could fail.
Lucilla could as well, but Gork would need a natural 1.
It also gets worse each subsequent save.
It does.
You know,
Every time you pass, it goes up by 1.
I bought.
There's the bottle of air that explicitly says you can share it among multiple players or multiple characters.
Yeah, but then we have to hold our breath.
Hey, can I get a hit of that?
Pass the bottle.
Yeah.
I'm fine to go on ahead. I'm not really in a major concern of failing.
Man, who bottled the Jamaican air? It's crazy up here.
Yeah, it's air bubble, but it's minutes per level.
You know, it's like Colorado.
When I say we just try to get some business done up here, see how long we'll actually be in the city before we start panicking too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, at least a couple more days of scouting the area out. You know,
All right.
assuming no one drops dead or something.
We're gonna go kill those winged things.
Let's not pick too many fights. We don't know how many things there are.
Gotta do something. I'm making a lot of projects standing here.
Yeah, we could be hit and run type and pick off those wing things, whatever else shows up, and then teleport out of here and come back the next day and find somebody else to kill. Seems to be our MO around giants.
I put a little token down here to mark where you guys are in this map.
Yep.
Okay, that's where we're camping.
What's our emblem?
That is a generic paladin emblem.
I like it.
I actually have a generic emblem for every 5e class.
Yeah, winged helmet.
Like that's what I use also for the barbarians that Lucilla can summon once per week.
Yep, I figured that's what that was.
Oh, are those like an asset package or something?
I just went and Googled class tokens for 5e.
Mm.
So that way I have them in case I just need a quick unit for some, like, it's like, for instance, what Lucilla can summon. Instead of having to make a token of a body.
Yeah, that's probably the best thing to do.
Yeah, I
Like
should
for,
probably
like
get
for
some of those up.
summonings, what I did, or what I do for most, like if you guys would ever make a summoning class or something, I just have tokens that are numbered 1 through 9. And then, summoning 1, you can mark that as whatever. Or if you summon 3 things all at once, I'll just mark them all at once. And then if you summon another thing after that, I'm trying to make it simpler for summonings and stuff. Because, yeah.
Oh, I was going to say we might as well start with this walled area, but Loki's got to restart.
So when he gets back, we can head that direction. That is the one you saw that has those Lamia-kin on top of it. So
That's what I said. Go kill the winged things.
Curse of the Crimson Zone is gonna be a lot of fun, guys.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
I have created.
Yeah, once we get a session or 2 out, I'll probably start reinforcing my backstory a bit more.
Yeah, I found that I enjoyed the most when we start a new campaign in those early levels. And then by the end of these long campaigns, once we get super high level, like level 15 plus, there starts being so much in Pathfinder.
Yeah.
I'm really leaning toward, I want to see what 5e is like in the late game. But
it's a little easier. There's still some
is.
fuckery that happens.
yeah,
People complain about it, but that's because they haven't done this.
Well, the good thing is, it's not that hard to convert from Pathfinder First Edition to Pathfinder Second Edition if we ever get tired of First Edition Pathfinder.
Yeah, I definitely tried.
Yeah.
I'm probably not going to convert my stuff because I don't want to have that headache myself.
I'm just saying if it ever becomes to the point where we're just tired of it, where it's insufferable.
You talked about maybe doing Rain of Fire or something like that, and my character concept would actually be perfectly buildable in second edition, so I'd be
Oh, yeah.
down for that.
I'm debating. We'll see how it goes with Curse and what's the
Second
last
Darkness.
Second Darkness go through. But if people want to try it, that'll be a good opportunity to try second edition because I have to convert it from 3.5 anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not going to be that much more work just to make it second edition.
Yep.
Loki's back.
Yo,
All right, it's time for the walls.
head for the walls.
I shall
From windows to the walls.
activate stealth mode.
Something to the sweat drips down my balls.
Sneaky bear mode. Engage.
All right, I put on my 3D maneuvering gear. This is like reverse attack on Titan.
Yeah, gonna buff.
It's a bunch of tiny people attacking a city of biggins. Are we stealthing up?
I was trying to.
I might.
Wait, they're
cast...
up on the wall. Should we attack from above?
I can't fly.
Gonna get down below them on the wall and yell at them.
Do you want me to cast invisibility sphere on you, Emmanuel?
Hey, get down from there. No. Your mother was a whore.
She smelled of elderberries.
Well, if they see Dos Estes, they'll just go, oh, a bear got into camp.
Yes. Because whenever anyone sees Dos Estes do anything, they immediately think about how ordinary of a bear it is.
Normal bear walking on its head.
So as you approach, there are 4 of them on the lookout, so I will roll their perceptions.
Mm-hmm.
They see a lot of you.
No.
Pow, 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 pow.
They don't see me, though.
They see Reesh, Dos, and Lucilla. And I will say, there are some things that you can obscure yourself heading towards this, but there is actually some empty space in between. But you're able to, those of you who are still stealth, I'll say you're behind some stuff at the moment.
One of them says to the other, snake, bear, halfling walk into the city. Oh, I've heard this joke. No, it's not a joke. Look down there.
Yeah, but the ones that notice you hear them let out loud screeches as they begin to fly up, and you see another 4 of them from inside the keep begin to fly. So this is up to you whether you want to approach or not at this point. As they seem to be not moving from the keep, but it's just kind of alert.
I mean, I would say we just hit them. Orphan Celestial Dire Bear.
I
Go
mean,
down.
they do have bows, you said, right?
Yes.
Dork wants that chicken
They
dinner.
fly.
Well, I just don't know what else to do, guys, besides stand in front of the house and talk about what would let us breathe the atmosphere better. I'm just trying to make progress.
I'm definitely up for going into invade.
All right, let me go ahead. I'm going to do something.
The castle.
I just want to make sure that I can.
I'll bring you over to the map here in 1 second. I just need to copy your tokens real quick.
Yeah, I'm going to cast Phantom Steed.
I'll go ahead and cast Angelic Aspect on myself.
I guess I'll
Cast
stick in
bow spirit.
werebear form, so that way I can still use the far spear. So I didn't know that feat chain was a thing. Would have been helpful.
I forgot how big this map was.
Oh yeah, I forgot. How many hit points do we heal when we rest?
I'll just say, because you guys barely use any spells, you're all back up to full, because you would have been able to spend the spells. At this level, you have so many features to heal up, so you wouldn't have been able to have to worry about it.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's a big map.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I was saying, like, you can stealth up there, but there is some pretty large open fields.
Where the hell are we? There we are.
Over here.
Yeah, I like the map right now. You destroy, you bastards.
Okay, so let me bring up the
This is
initiative
ugly
tracker.
birds.
Lots of burbs. I mean, I probably shouldn't have too many of them. I don't want to give this party any ideas.
Get fucked like an owl.
You know, the thing owls are known for doing.
Yes. As we all well know, owls are famous for just going at it. Owls and rabbits, that's what we know.
I mean, we already knew they were in a band. I mean,
Oh, Minecraft mode turned
remember
off.
Hootie and the Blowfish?
Hmm?
Or the Who?
And the Who? That was a better joke. I'm sorry I let you guys down.
No, I like yours too.
Okay, so Reese, you're up first. This is a big map. They're quite a ways away from you.
Yeah, looks like they've got a +10 on their initiative, but I also had a natural 20. I'm gonna cast haste because that's what you do at the start of combat.
Mm-hmm.
Well, everyone is all nice and bunched up.
Emmanuel. Oh, sorry. I forgot. Reese, are you going to move before I skip your turn?
I was just double checking that everyone is.
I think you guys are not quite in tile right now. So
Some of us.
there we go. Now everyone's actually in tiles.
So the flamingos of doom are gonna do what to us?
Right now, they're
shoot
just
us
kind of
with
circling
arrows.
in the air.
They have bows.
They have bows, you say?
You said they
Do you
had
think they
bows.
taste like
Yes, they
chicken?
do. They do have bows in their talent feet.
Do they have
Considering
arrows?
like 80% of everything tastes like chicken, apparently.
Cope, are you there? It is your turn.
Yeah. Sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Emmanuel is going to. He's still stealth.
As best as it can be. You imagine that they're going to get closer, they'll have a better chance of seeing you because it's fairly open.
Yeah, it's just we're so far away, man. 225 to the closest one. Yeah, I think he can go. What does Long Strider do? 10 or 20? Crap.
You also are hasted, so your speed's double, remember?
Oh, you already hit us with haste?
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, I rolled a
Okay.
20 on
So,
initiative.
40, 80, 160. Is that right? Jesus, that seems like a long way. Maybe not quite that close. Fuck.
What?
Sorry, I just picked up
It
my
was the
token
hun-
accidentally.
Whoa, that looks like a lot.
It's a big map, so you'll have to forgive.
Yeah, that's okay. Okay, so he's at -2 at this range. And he's got bow spirit up. So it is going to attack as a swift action. And then he is going to attack as a standard action.
Wait, when did you cast Bow Spirit?
Before
When
combat.
Yeah,
Okay.
everybody was casting things.
Yeah, now I shifted into wild shape.
Okay,
Fixed and
yeah.
cast
No,
the
sorry,
jump.
Somebody got a phantom speed.
I just didn't hear the Bow Spirit part, so I was confused.
Sorry, we were all saying a bunch. I clicked it
Yeah.
into text up there, though.
Yeah, I kind of felt like it was like all of us who passed the stealth got like one action before.
Oh yeah, no, that was fine. I wasn't worried about that. I just couldn't remember hearing that, so
Yep.
I'm like confused.
All right, so basically just haste on this. Single shot from the swift action, and single
It'll be a
shot for,
-2, but that'll still hit.
and single shot from standard action.
Even with -2, that'll still hit.
not just regular arrows. Do they look like they are taking damage?
That one looks barely hurt.
Then Dose will commence with a flanking action. I guess he could double move. He'll be right there.
Gotcha.
Okay.
The fixer.
All right. I think Fix will single move up here, and I guess ready an attack if anything flies within range.
Gotcha. You just hear a bunch of them screech, and you hear one of them speak in giant, basically screaming, "Kill the archer." This one in the very top of the building drops a stone toward the ground. You hear a loud, thunderous shock of energy as it seems to. Then you begin to hear loud bovine cries as they begin to stampede from the inside of the building.
Breakfast.
Yeah, each one of those tokens represent 4 huge aurochs.
Mm-hmm.
So
Now that makes more sense. I thought you said orcs earlier. I was like,
I mean, they
why
could
do
eat
they have
that too.
orcs in a pen?
Don't want them shitting in the yard.
That's true.
okay, so what's these things fly?
You mean it wasn't a blitzball team?
I get that joke and I appreciate it. Yeah, these ones are all going to be 30 feet up, but they are getting closer. Okay, let's see what the farthest ones out are. Okay, so 2 of these are not going to be -2. The other ones are all going to be -2 from these rolls to hit you, Emmanuel.
Okay.
First one.
He's at a 41 AC.
Jesus Christ. Why do I even bother?
I mean, he's a dex build.
Even so, that's pretty high, man.
It's ridiculous.
For an archer?
Yep.
Yeah,
he has
like
a-
I had 41 in the last encounter, but that was specifically against giants.
Somehow reaches up to 35.
So that
Yeah.
hits for a crit potentially, but let me roll to confirm. I think they have to get another natural 20 to actually crit or even hit you again. So just 8 points of damage so far. And last one. So those all miss because somebody has to break every character they make.
I mean,
No,
he's
I'm not
pretty
bitter.
vanilla.
No, I know. It's just I'm not used to running such a high level game. It gets crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, there goes. The aurochs, whipped into a frenzy, just begin to rapidly run away in a straight stampeding line. Let me see what their speed is. Okay, a full run. We get to right there, as they will run over Dose with one of them. So I need Dose to make me a no.
Probably fork for Stampede.
It's
Or
a
reflex.
trample ability, attempt an overrun.
Dose goes out like Mufasa.
Okay, here we go. Save DC. Okay, it's a reflex save. So go ahead and dose roll reflex save. That'll actually fail because there's so many of them. So you take 2d8 plus 15 trample damage, and you are knocked prone. You'll take 24 points of damage for dose. And you get knocked over.
Does DR apply to that?
Yes.
I'm sorry. Never mind.
Yes.
Do you have a symbol on any of the tokens for how high up they are?
I do not. There's so many of them, and I didn't think about it, but they're all 30 feet up currently.
All right, cool.
So a full turn run, it's times 8 if you're light armored.
Something like that. I'm 6, maybe.
Times 6. Okay, so
I think it's 4, but
Oh, time 4. I don't know. It's been a while since I've actually done a full
yeah,
run
I'm just
game.
trying to.
You move 4 times while running, wearing medium, light, or no armor.
Gotcha. So Lucilla can move a grand total of 120 to there.
But I think
And
if you
that's
want
with
to
the
run
haste
again
speed?
next round, you have to.
What?
Is that with the haste speed?
That is not. Haste adds how much more speed?
Up to 30, but it only can double your maximum movement speed. So if you're like a 20 feet movement, it would make you 40 feet.
Yeah, she's 30 feet right now because of boots of striding and springing.
Okay, so then you would have 60 feet movement. So you can probably move double that if you needed to.
Okay. Well, I'll just get here.
Just run away from the orcs. Let him.
All right. Atop my phantom steed, I shall begin my song, which you could say inspires courage in those around me. And then I'm going to. When I look at these things, do they seem like they're under control, or are they just stampeding?
They're just stampeding. They're basically just running the quickest way out, which is a straight line.
So they're probably not coming back, is what you're saying.
Probably not.
All right, cool. Then I'm going to ride up 30 feet on my phantom steed. And I'll cast mirror image on myself. So I'll go 30 feet up and cast mirror image.
Gotcha. Last of the line, Gork.
Okay, so do I think if I ran up and did a particularly ferocious, and bestial intimidation check against these things, I would just spook them enough to have them part?
Yeah, you can have them part divert if you have a high enough intimidate check against them. They're just wild animals, really. Like farm animals, really, actually.
Okay, so 60 feet would get me here as a single move action with haste. And now I am going to full on bear roar. Show me the money. 41.
Yeah, you see them rear back from their charge, and they're going to just make a full retreat this away.
Mm-hmm. Gork don't go around, he goes through. These are freaking prey, and I'm a predator. They're supposed to run from me.
It's the Gorkade man.
Well, I guess that puts what I was thinking of doing back on the menu, now that I won't get trampled for it.
Mm-hmm. Welcome.
And burn a point to slide up behind him as I pull out the Staff of Heaven and Earth and give Gork Airwalk.
Nice.
I'm still at 14. Would have done
Gork, quick. Do a 360 and walk away.
That is move action. And
Gotcha.
standard action.
Manuel.
All right, he's gonna. What's this 5 feet? 5-foot step behind the giant intimidating bear man. So a bypassing cow doesn't accidentally tip him. And I don't know which one I shot before.
I mean, you can probably tell because it's so wounded. It's this one right up here.
Okay. I will use my swift action shot at it.
I'm already hovering over the X. It's dead.
All right, and then going to full attack, hasted, but no improved vital strike. Over anybody within range. You fuckers get within range. This one that was right next to that one. That makes sense.
Go for it.
Yes, sir.
Something tells me it's going to die. Hit, and dead. Well, that was a productive meeting for Emmanuel.
All right, and then he's going to move 35 feet over and levitate as a double move 20 feet into
Wait,
the air.
levitate's only a movement for you? Isn't that an action to do?
It is. So move action to get here, and then can he double move action to levitate up, but he wouldn't have an
But
attack.
wouldn't levitating be an action to do, though?
Just to activate levitate is
Yeah.
an action. Yeah.
Just 'cause you
it's
have
swift,
levitate.
It's swift to change to levitate.
Oh,
So,
levitate's one of your beast aspects?
yes.
Oh, okay.
Good lord.
Yeah, I know. Hey, you're just one of the other players. I'm trying to wrap my head around
No,
this.
I feel your pain.
But he
Yeah.
wouldn't be able. But then, in order to go up 20
Do you
feet,
know what it's
that's
like when this guy
an
turns into a
action.
15-foot tall rock monster and just grapple checks every single one of your bosses?
I know it's anything like his animal companion turns into the weird liquidy bear. He just has everything better than the fucking player that's of the same similar build.
Yeah,
I'd
as
never
I've
done
said,
grapple before. I wanted to do it at the same time.
as I said, Gork's whole thing is that he hits hard. It's very straightforward. Little shenanigans here.
We were just fucking.
You know, Richard, you can blame Gombo for this because Emmanuel's whole build was supposed to be Thrum in the Dwarf game when it was going to be a Pathfinder game.
Anyway. Speaking of, that's be a good way to call Pathfinder 2nd Edition to get other people to try it. Call it Five Finder. Because it's basically just similar. It's pretty similar in play style of 5e, just with a little bit more rules. Anyway, Manuel, you move him up, and is he going to be able to attack this turn?
No.
Okay.
But he's right next to that thing in the air. Well, he can reach that thing in the air.
Gotcha. A fixer.
All right, Fix is going to charge. You want to join me, Gork?
Yep.
Yeah, because now he can fly or
Yep.
walk, but airwalk will count.
She'll charge after this one. She'll break off and go after the other.
Wow, he can fly.
This is ending badly for you.
+2 to the attack. Ooh,
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that hits.
+2 to this attack. 33.
Yep. It fails and it is staggered.
That's 30 damage plus. I still technically, even in this form, add the fire damage. So that's 32.
Gotcha.
Have any of you guys ever seen the old Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon with Jaleel White as Sonic?
Yep.
You know, Scratch?
Yep.
That's what I imagine these guys sound like.
Nice.
I
Well-
honestly never realized he was Urkel was playing Sonic back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched both that and Family Matters, but just did not make the connection in my head.
Honestly,
the,
one of the better Sonic voice actors.
the three that are in melee are going to drop their bows and start melee fighting.
Try it.
So the first one, I'm just going to go down the line. So this will be against Dose. So it's going to be a bite and 2 talons. So bite.
No.
Talon. Nope. These things are so ineffectual to be comical.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to hit any of us.
No, I don't think so. Bite. Oh, nice. I hit
Plus
Gork.
16. Yeah, no, they can hit, but they're going to have to
Not
roll
20.
high.
Sorry, that last one was against me, the natural
Yeah.
20? Okay,
Yep.
yep, that'll hit.
So go ahead and roll me a fortitude save.
32.
Yeah, you're fine.
And that's 9 damage. I assume it's not silver.
Nope.
All right, so I only take 4 points of damage. So I'm at 190.
Talon to hit you.
That will. That will hit.
Okay. And then another Talon will miss. And then finally to Aphexa.
Yeah, despite everything, Gork's AC is not as high as you think it would be in this party.
I mean, against giants it is, but
Yeah, against giants, it most certainly is. I mean, it helps that he's a fat slab of hit points, but
I think all those will miss Aphexa.
Yep.
And that is all they got. So
and all they will have.
wait, no, those are all the melee. They have 3 more that are going to fire arrows. Clearly seen they're ineffectual against Emmanuel. I think the Aurochs are being dealt with. They're going to fire one on Dose and then 2 on Gork. So first one on Dose. Nope. You know what I always said about rolling better this year? I think I take it back. Gork. Oh, there it
That'll
is.
hit.
Let me see if it'll confirm.
Nope.
So no times 3 crit, but it is 14 points of damage reduced by whatever it is.
5. That's
Like 90% of New Year's resolutions, it was
It
over by
doesn't last
January 18th.
It doesn't last through January. Okay, now the Aurochs, feared for their life after seeing that thing, are just going to
Peel out.
bounce.
You know what? I just met these guys. I'm out of here.
They were going to use me as food. Fuck this.
Yeah, I've streamlined the New Year's resolution process. I don't bother promising anything and skip straight to disappointment in myself.
Dude, same.
Just efficient that way.
I just remember that New Year's only exists for tax purposes, and then I just realized that.
Also, the New Year's
extreme.
is different for Chinese, apparently. So,
So how high up are these people?
about 30 feet up.
I'll be real here, folks. Lucilla cannot do a lot right now.
Not expecting her to.
You can just run over to Reach, and Emmanuel will be like, "Don't worry, I got this," and just start whipping in front of them to block them from damage.
Yeah, just move in there and just go full defensive.
I'll just move there, and I'll use an action to give Emmanuel a +4 to his next arrow. What the hell?
Oh, there you
I'll be his spotter. I don't think he'll need it against these things, but
Yeah, their AC is abysmal.
that's my turn.
Okay, let him.
All right. Now that I am buffed up,
The sad thing is, this is the buff
my.
version of these creatures.
Yep.
I am going to scoot on down to this dude.
Yeah, you just say you cast the steed before he used haste, so the steed would be able to get there in one movement. So,
All right. Now I'm gonna bing bang bong.
that'll hit. 32.
32.
Bings them and flutters through the air, kind of confused. Still up. Gork.
Friendly rivalry, not the Empire, power attack, rare bear form. All right. Bye.
Yeeted and deleted after like 2 attacks.
But did those natural 20s confirm?
100%. I'll just tell you, their ACs are 22.
Oh yeah.
And that's buffed by 4 points from what the book
So-
was saying.
If their AC is 32, that means that or 22, you said.
Yeah, 22.
I would need a natural 1 to miss with any of my attacks.
I figured.
But yeah, that's the turn. Better
Oosh.
kill this last one before it flies away and warns someone.
There's still a few alive.
I still had all my bites to do.
Yeah, there's still 5 of them.
That one that the bear will probably eat. That one over there. The one Pledrum's on. And that one in the back. You can probably get that one next go around.
Yep.
Let's see, I think Acid Arrow has a long range. Yes, it do, which means basically I can shoot halfway around the world.
Oh yeah, 11 points of damage. And it is sprayed. Okay. At this point, the map is so large. Move if you feel like it. Go ahead and go, Emmanuel.
Shift over so I get
All right,
Bones.
Dos is going to full attack this creature.
Do it.
Frost didn't try and get away.
Man is dead.
Oh. All right.
He just grabs it with his bare claws and goes to bite, but then realizes he pulls too hard and just rips it in half.
Instantly
Yeah.
sad. He denied himself food.
Gork knows how that feels. All right. Swift shot against the lonely one. Way up there.
Go for it. Yep.
And then it's still up.
Oh yeah. Only one shot so far, so I imagine you're gonna finish it off.
All right, then full attack on it with the haste shot.
Hit. It actually does take all those to kill, but that last one you can divert if you wish to target
Okay.
someone else.
Yeah, put that last shot at this guy right up there.
Yeah.
Am I
Roll
crazy? Or did
damage.
we just go like Super Saiyan in between these levels?
I feels like it.
Like we were strong before, but for some reason now we're just absolute. Like we're rolling 50s on the regular.
Yeah, it gets real ridiculous.
Well,
I think these guys
that
are
one's
also
still
kind
alive,
of-
but
I mean,
And
yeah,
with,
these guys are
with the
fodder,
automatic
but-
progression, a lot of it, like for Dose, it's basically animal companions stats keep going up and up and up and up as they level. Plus the
the automatic progression
auto-
apply to your animal companion.
right, but it does it to Emmanuel. So like his, he's maxed out as if he had full magic everything, but from auto progression, right?
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just always baffled by high level play.
I know.
Yeah, I'm not a fan anymore.
Well, to be fair, at least high level play generally is
Technically,
fast.
I guess the goal is that you would have the equipment with the equivalent enchantments, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Technically, we just have like enchantments on our stuff, but
And you have to think about it too. Like
We
if
have
you've noticed, APs are designed to go faster as the books progress.
Yes.
Yeah.
The beginning is always the slowest.
Yeah.
And I guess at the end, you do want that feeling like you have become the heroes of the world.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So it's kind of implied, and that's why I'm not trying to buff everything to be like I can even the mooks can hit everybody.
Yeah.
Clearly you can tell these things aren't going to be the guardians of the city the way they're
Right.
fighting.
Wait, they're not?
Oh, you sweet, sweet summer child.
Wait until you see the big evil guardian and you killed it. It's dead. You got
And
one
it's
action.
dead in one hit. Yeah. Okay, Fixa. I imagine you're going to delete that one.
is Gormulok, Guardian of Zog City.
And he's
Then-
dead.
Yeah, he was dead after attack number 2.
But wait, from the
Yeah.
door to the north emerges, and he's dead.
From
Unfortunately,
underground. Oh, he didn't even make it out of the ground.
Yeah, see what
he
it was
only
is I
had
had
160 hit points and 1 turn.
I had prepared actions from book 1 where I fired arrows in the air and they come down now and kill him.
So these creatures are going to go. This one's just going to ditch any semblance of archery and just come up to try to bite at Pledrum. So 2 bites on Pledrum. 21, I believe, will miss.
That's a miss and a hit.
Okay, so go ahead and roll me a fortitude save as well.
All right.
After that, there'll be a few more things. Okay. And then 2 claw talons. 18 will miss. And 20 will miss.
All right, so -9.
Horrocks will just be off.
Isn't on my screen, it has my bar stuck at 111 hit points.
Yeah.
It'll adjust on my screen for some reason.
Okay, so I'm not going to bother with it because when I click on it, it gives me the right number, so I don't care.
Yeah, it says 131 out of 140 for me.
Yeah, it says 131 when I click on it, but in the bar it says...
Yeah, it'll
111.
update everyone else's tokens, but not your own token. I do not understand how that works.
Weird. But I wouldn't bother with it right now. It might literally be like a glitch with like having an older game set up.
I don't know.
But I don't know.
If it wasn't for the fact that I already have everything uploaded on this one, I'd just make a new one for us, but I'm not going to trust that. It's already book 6, so...
Yeah, we're this close to the finish line.
We can deal with the appointments for a while.
I mean,
I'm just going to tell you guys, we are not going to be utilizing Roll20's new door feature until after Curse of the Crimson Throne.
Yep.
Yeah, I was going to. I'm like, you know what? I already worked on everything already. I don't need to add it right now.
I've been adding doors into Sons of Darrenhall just because the maps are not that far ahead of where you guys are. So I'm like, we're good.
Yeah, mine are already like pretty much done. So
yeah, Lucilla's just gonna wait. She can't do much, and let's be real here, Pledrum and Gork are probably gonna end it.
Yeah, Pledrum, you're up. But yeah, they're going, I was gonna say. Honestly, there's only one more map in this book, I think, that's going to use dynamic lighting anyway.
Mhm.
So I think we're good on this campaign for all that stuff anyway. Well, that crit confirms, and he is dead.
All right, take him out, Gork. Or I guess I could transfer those. Or no, I moved, so yeah, take him out, Gork.
Gork.
I will charge, because I only get 1 attack. I don't think I'll need the +2 in that one.
Something tells me no.
Yep, same damage. Bear Claw.
That hits.
Bear Claw.
He's actually alive.
Hold on 1 second. Flames.
Still alive.
I get my Intimidate.
Go for it.
Where did it go?
It looks at you as you bite into it and like growl at it, or claw to it rather. And it's just like, ah!
Oh, that reminds me. I Bear Claw. I get a free grapple.
Yeah, go grapple.
Subtitle
dead.
frightened
This thing is
turkey
dead.
noises.
35.
I can't do a screech, okay?
35?
Get off of me, bear brain!
37?
It grappled, yeah.
I catch it in a flying bear hug.
Brain and not a bird brain.
And I say in giant, no running away.
Also, every time you make a comment about turtle noises, it always makes me think of turtle sex.
Turtle. I have heard that tortoises are very grunty.
If you've ever seen that stupid video.
Yeah.
Yep.
You
How's
don't
that
want
compared
to
to
be
the Owl's
targeted
Cove?
off the Turtle Club.
I was waiting.
Reesh, it's your turn.
Spin this thing around in midair so Reesh can just blast it.
Have you guys heard the argument like it's immoral to own a tortoise as a pet because you have no way of knowing if your great grandchildren want a tortoise?
I guess I'll just throw a magic missile at it.
Okay. You hit it with the magic missile, and it seems to dissipate across its body. It is immune to magic missiles.
Interesting.
I was actually surprised. I was like, this is never gonna happen.
All right, Emmanuel.
Yeah.
Watch him get
Finish it
all natural ones.
I mean, all he needs to do is get one attack to land, and he wins.
Take him out, Emmanuel. You got this. Line him up in the sights.
Right.
It'd be really funny if you miss, though. I will warn you. We will laugh at you if you miss.
Just this one guy at the end that just will not die.
Swift shot.
Yep, it's dead.
Full attack.
I love the idea that Gork bear hugs this thing and then spins it around into like a full Nelson, and then just all the arrows fly.
All right. You guys good to continue inside the wall?
Yep. Karzog's up there in a tower with his telescope and put Lissa down. Oh, that seemed excessive.
I didn't even know those guys.
They were literally just farmers.
Those were not part of my army. They just lived there.
You know, you joke, but that's actually true.
I do believe that was the last 8 of their creatures of their kind.
You kind of hit the nail on the head there, Gombo.
We just killed your fucking man.
Oops.
They literally were just raising aurochs.
Yeah,
You know what? Come to think of it, they didn't attack us. No, they didn't. They stood there until we started running at them.
Oh my god. I want the building to remove the evidence. Remember, guys, there's no cops in the mountains. We take this to our grave.
All right, guys, come here and let me burn your fingerprints off.
A
I
ranger
used
shows up.
untraceable arrows.
What's going on over here?
Let's dig the arrows out of their skulls so that we are traced back to.
Manuel's filing the serial number off of his arrows.
So as you enter this building, it is actually not as large as you expect on the inside. It looks like most of it has been taken over by the lava flow that destroyed a lot of the portions of the side of the city. There's an inside area that is largely just for the ranch, the aurochs to live, and then a couple rooms that look like they were nests for these creatures.
God,
we're
monsters.
cow thieves.
Well, we're already home intruding in murder. So they got anything neat?
They have, each on them have about 3 thunderstones. And then they have some large longbows.
Oh, Christ.
How good do the longbows look?
They're standard
Which is
longbows of a large category.
a
The
reason
sheer
expression.
brutality of how we killed them, and then they're just not involved. Man, we really
bad
went
luck,
in there
guys.
like fucking cowboys, didn't we?
Yeah, you did.
David Papa Detect Evil.
Ooh,
Shit.
Ooh.
whoops.
You know what, guys? That one's on me. I started shooting.
So
I mean, they were like Lami. All the other Lamias we run into have been bad.
I don't speak
Everyone
their
roll me a
language,
perception
but
while you're
that
looking
one
through the...
had a really mean look on his face. So
Fuck.
Go ahead and roll me
Lucilla, look at me. Look me in the eyes, Lucilla. Tell me that Lamias are all evil.
Can I roll to know if Lamias are like demons?
Tell me that they're all evil.
Can I roll something for that?
Yeah, roll me a knowledge nature.
Pledrum is -1 perception.
32.
Let me look it up, and I'll tell you if they're considered evil.
That just means most of them are evil. This one could have been a hippie commune or something.
Oh, well, then they had it coming.
I mean, they were unshaved and they were raising cows.
So Lamia, you would know what that role. Lamias are often evil. Majority of the time they are.
You know what?
Why
They were
sweat from
living
my
really
eye?
close to the evil citadel let's just go with that.
This one has a
while
button
you're
that
rolling for
says Lamia's for good.
as you're looking around,
Chest
there's not really
take
much
one of their
here.
corpses I want.
Camera pans over. One of the nests has a live, laugh, love sign over it.
Oh, God.
And it's
They deserve to die.
Yeah, you're all looking around. You don't really see a whole lot. Pledrum opens up one of the doors and looks back at you guys like, I don't really see anything, guys. And you just look over, and Pledrum opened the door and looked away from it, and there's a cell in there with a single humanoid creature kind of cowering at the side of you all.
oh, thank the trees. Oh, they were fucking assholes.
Guys, we are learning from this experience. We're not doing that again.
Hey, let's detect evil on that one before we kill it.
At least
Man,
Papa
that
detect.
person in the cage would be so confused. Where they're like, oh, thank God they were bad.
No, we are kind of mixing in and out of character knowledge.
Yeah.
But
I mean, to be
So-
fair, you guys go in there and you see basically just a grazing spot for cows and nothing else but like a living
I
quarters.
feel like with how quickly all those rounds of combat went, we had a moment where all the bodies were ground. We were like, so we were like 100% sure they were bad, right? And then just awkward
Go in
silence.
their house
said,
and farm.
we didn't just kill a bunch of farmers, did we?
Finally open up to see the cell with a prisoner inside.
You see Emmanuel pulling his dummy pistol out of his boot and throwing it at one of them.
God.
Oh God! Oh, thank God! Tell us they did something really bad to you.
As you say
put
that,
crossbow on him and sprinkle some moon sugar around.
the creature, when you say that in the cell, just like shirks back and speaks in Thassalonian, like, no hurt, Morgiv.
Scylla speaks Thessalonian, and I think Rish does as well.
Yeah.
Hey, it's okay. We're not going to hurt you, I say in Thessalonian.
Or at least you know as much Thessalonian as survived.
He like speaks. He's like, you're not giants. You're not the part of the spared. Who are you?
We are friends from Down Mountain.
I am Morgiv. And he's kind of like still like a little unsure of you all. Like we live in mountain. We hide from bird folk, the plants, the giants. But please don't hurt. I came out looking for help.
We are not here to hurt. We are here to stop giants and bad man who leads them. And I imagine this weird speaking cadence I'm doing right now is Lucilla's only like classroom education of what Thessalonian speech is like. I've been around enough people who have second languages where they're all like, "Man, you're speaking like a fucking toddler right now."
Right. Yeah, as he speaks like, you come to be giants, but giants not our concern. The spared, the hidden beast is killing us. We need help. We do not wish to be enslaved, but we do not wish to die either.
I turn back to the group and say in common, what was the name of that group that the nymph Nereid? Whatever that the water wench said
Water wench.
might be helpful. I don't remember out of character. She said there was one group that might be good.
It was known as the spared.
The spared. And this guy said the spared, right?
Yeah.
Turn back, Thessalonian. We can help. We want to help. What is hidden beast that is killing you?
Let me just double check what he would know, because I know stuff that he wouldn't know, and I don't want to.
Yeah, just read the stat block to us, Richard.
We were digging through mountainside to expand our home. We broke into a old passageway and worried that ancient evils would come through. We repaired the breach, but something came out of it, something we cannot see that seems to be able to eat us, drain us of our blood, turn us into savage monsters that seek us out.
I say in comment, that sounds like a vampire or something.
Can't see it though. So.
Can you help? I can take you to village. Perhaps you can find hidden beasts and save us.
I give a brief bullet point translation for everyone in common, and I'm like, want to do this? Seems like a good idea for me.
That's
Little
good to
talk.
me. I'm always
I
happy to
mean,
help.
I wouldn't mind a little good karma after what just happened.
Well, according to this fellow, the birds have been kidnapping and torturing them. So,
Well, he said that the giants would, but not specifically these birds.
well, he said he would want to avoid the bird people. So,
Yeah.
Lucille's making an educated leap to try to mollify her own conscience.
But I assume
Listen,
let
you
him
tell
out.
yourself the lies that you want to hear, Richard.
I assume you let him out though, and
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
kind of creature is he?
Roll a. Let me make sure I got the right roll. A knowledge local.
Mm-hmm.
Really should have put points in
What
it.
is he?
Hey, 24!
Yeah, it wouldn't be hard to tell. These things are known as skulks.
Skulks.
They are considered cowardly and rather lazy humanoid creatures that live on the edges of societies. Often steal what they need. Sometimes they're not the most innocent creatures, but they're not outwardly evil. They just do what they need to do to survive, kind of mentality.
Mhm.
Generally, they live in small colonies. And stick to small, like, in their communities. Don't usually trust too many outsiders without having no other recourse.
You know, we do have one great evil that we're supposed to take care of real quick. I feel like we could put this on our list and come back later.
I don't know. Lucille talking. These people might be able to give us a lay of the land, directions. They've probably been in this mountain a long time. I say in common.
Yeah. When he's talking to you while you're speaking another language and not really even batting an eye.
Yeah.
Like he's as you're talking, I was like, Morgiv knew a smart idea to leave cave. The Messima prophecies say that when we become enslaved, strangers like ancestors will save us. Truly, you must be the ones that were here to save us. I knew coming outside was smart.
Emmanuel, still Lucille talking. Emmanuel, there's a fucking prophecy. It's great. We've got to get in on this.
I am Emmanuel Depardieu from Mothdoon, and we will save your people.
Looks over.
Tell him what I said. Tell him what I
I was
said.
gonna say he looks over to Lucilla. What did man say?
Pompous one say yes.
He said his name is Manny. He is the group jester, but he is decent enough in a fight. He would like to run away, but he understands that helping you is the right thing to do.
Emmanuel stands proudly, chest out.
You see Morgiv look over you, give you a nod. Manny.
What did he say? Did he say Manny? No. Emmanuel.
That's in ancient Thessalonian. That is a term of high reverence. Means respected outsider.
Does he have a name?
That's a good question. Do you have a name?
I am Morgiv.
This is Morgiv. And out of character, saying that Manny means respected outsider is nowhere close to the meanest prank that Lucille's ever done on Emmanuel. That's pretty minor.
Probably-
Let's be real.
Probably not even the worst today.
Yeah, as he talks to you and stuff, because he seems just at this point just be looking to explain what's going on and just wanting to talk to something, because he's probably been in that cage for a while. The spared have found themselves enslaved by the hidden beast somehow through however he's dominated their brethren, who just basically boss them around and sometimes just take one of them that they never see again.
So wait, are these the spared?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Then guess we do need to help him.
Yeah, looking at this creature, he's a little heavier set than what the picture that was sent of what a skulk looks like.
Yeah, I was just trying to give it a vague impression.
Oh yeah, but it's pretty similar. But this one, he's very doughy looking, and his head looks very soft and blubbery. But you imagine, at least with the knowledge level you did, this is probably an evolutionary thing that they did to adapt to the life in this cold environment up here.
Mm-hmm.
You see that even though he looks rather rotund and bulbous in places, he's rather quick on his feet. Every time you come to an area where he's afraid that he might be spotted, you see him kind of go against a wall of one of the buildings, and you see him actually become partially colored, like he matches like a chameleon to the wall. You imagine that's how they survive in this environment.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, as he follows you, every time he gets a moment to break the silence. My tribe was once enslaved by this city in ancient times, but our beloved Massima delivered us out of bondage. And if we ever fell to slavery again, she told us strangers would come to our aid. Clearly, your appearance, you're so, and emotions to your outfits. Clearly you've come, you were destined to save us. You were even depicted on walls of our home.
Really?
Yes, you can see, but we must deal with the hidden beast because they block access to our home. I was only able to get out through sheer chance.
But all of us are depicted on the wall?
And he's trying to elaborate, but I imagine he speaks Thassalonian, but a 10,000 year gap, the language barrier probably is still present a little bit.
Yeah. I'm just curious, including the short hairy one that turns into various stages of bear and that furry globe that follows us around.
Come, I explain. I show. I'm not good at, and he just starts leading you toward the direction.
I'm gonna laugh if we get there and it's just stick figures. Spitting image.
To the lower city map.
Just stick figures and then a hyper realistic wand or Dusesky.
One stick figure that's round with a hat on and colored brown.
See if
We
I can find-
prophesized of the talking bear.
All right.
So yeah, they take you to right around these buildings here that are partially covered by the lava flow that has frozen over. And he takes you to one of the buildings that has an old weathered door halfway ajar. And he tucks underneath it and kind of pushes it open a little bit. And you see inside, the building itself is rather intact, and just past the door frame, you can see what the makeshift of a beginning of the tunnel leading into the lava flow. We take tunnels and navigate through past ice, past tunnel collapses. I take you a very complicated network. Don't ask me why he knows how to say network. I can't think of another word.
No, it's fine. It's occasionally there's just weird words and languages that just you learn. All right.
We get close to where that thing's supposed to be and cast the invisibility. Would that last like 2.5 hours at this level, but at the same time.
Orc is staying lycanthrope form. He would be more comfortable fighting in his dire bear form, but narrow corridors, just want to make sure.
And as he speaks and stuff, you realize that when he says recently being enslaved by this hidden beast, you eventually piece it together. It's been about 5 decades they've been enslaved by this creature.
Oh, so about God, 50. They age like elves.
Yeah, and they've basically since then been lived as basically farm animals, being left alone long enough to breed, and then every now and then they're taken. And he basically says, "We don't want to be a farm for this monster."
Well, 80% of the things that encounter us do seem to die, so we'll take care of
it. He eventually takes you around. It takes a few hours. So actually, after the 6-hour mark of since you last made it, I need you to make me another fortitude save for the acclimation of this area. Because it happens every 6 hours.
So Gork's probably good.
So far, everyone's good.
Still a 19?
She's still good. Yep, so everyone's fine. The cold air hurts, but it's serviceable for now.
Yep. In the meanwhile, I'm going to keep Detect Magic up just in case there's something that he don't know about.
And Gork's got his 30 foot of scent. Keeps his sniff around.
You see Morgiff point to a tunnel just off in the distance. Like, the hidden beast home is there, and he points to another tunnel going the opposite direction. Our village is that direction, though. If I believe so, the beast's servants would be with him at the moment. It is. I do not believe feeding time. And he is trying to direct you as best he can, but he is. You can clearly tell he is not built to fight at all.
Yeah. What are his servants?
They are people that have been warped in ways that I don't understand. They are thin and gaunt and monstrous.
We get in there and it's just a sock puppet that they worship as a god.
No, it's worse. It's Juan back from the dead. How? You died! Like Jormungandr from North Myth, Thor hit me so hard I went back in time. Anyway, we should probably take this guy to his village before we go monster slaying.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Lucilla poses to the group.
They're going to worship us. I think they ought to see us.
You can come with, but please do not enter village at the moment. My people are very afraid of outsiders. They will hide and run, and I want if you can kill hidden beast, I want them to know so we can survive and they can see that not all outsiders dangerous. But I will show you entrance to village, and he wanders off down the way if you wish to follow him.
Yeah. Gork, remember the way back to this tunnel. Gork, on it. Scratches the wall, keeps going. He's got 80 survival. He'll find the way.
But yeah, he does take you down the pathway. It's maybe another half hour before you see what looks like the tunnel expanding.
Mm-hmm.
The this ancient building that did not collapse from great fire many generations ago. It served as home for my brethren. You do see a couple heads poke out from the distance as when they see you with him, they immediately bolt, and you see Morgan like, no, you do what you need to do. And he just runs after his people. No, they friendly, I swear. And he just disappears.
Cork again. Right. We going back there and killing this thing, whatever it is.
Seems
Yeah, a
like
prophecy to uphold, right?
I guess.
I would have liked to have seen my mural.
Prophecy, baby.
If you put,
But,
if you believe in those kind of things.
Fix a glance over. Is this the first prophecy you're expected to fulfill? First time?
Is she saying that too?
Gork.
Yeah, you've been through one, you've been through them all, and he just starts walking. Lucilla's the one that speaks up. It'll be pretty interesting if it was accurate, considering that after the death of the god Endoran, prophecies stopped working. So that would be pretty wild if it was still on the money. Still
thumbs out from nerd speak.
pretty neat. Prophecy, that's good adventure shit.
Yeah. I would like
happens
to
a
have
lot
at
when
least
you-
one win when it comes to prophecies.
Gork calls from the tunnel. Are we going this way or what?
That's good.
I will tell you, Dose would have to shrink down to squeeze through these tunnels to at least large.
Okay. Go ahead and hit him with reduce animal.
Turn him into a figurine.
You can.
Okay, hear me out. Turn him into a figurine, make the monster swallow him, and then turn him back. He won't explode, but his gelatinous form will cause him to choke from the inside.
Which side will he come out from?
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
He came out of the anus head first.
At high speed.
So yeah, I will. Are you going in stealthily, or are you just going into bust heads?
I assume that we're stealthing of some sort.
Yeah, going in stealthy and keep detect magic, and as we're going in,
Yep, my
see invisibility since they said it's invisible.
yep, my lycanthrope form. Keep my sniffer on the sniffing.
So everyone, go ahead and roll stealth as we're going in.
I'll switch Dose to aspect of the tiger instead of Earth so that he can. Well, no, this is the one place he could probably Earth slide, right?
We're underground.
Richard?
It is where you're going to be worked stone on the ground. So you'll be able to. You can glide through the tunnels, but once you get to the part where we're going to be in the combat, it is not going to be earth glidable.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
That's all right.
I mean, you are in like the remnants of an urban environment, so. Okay, so let me see. Stealth. I think we need a couple more stealth still. Dose.
As good as Dose has.
And then I think we still need one from Emmanuel. There it is. Okay. So I will go ahead and bring you to the map as it's just easier so you can visualize as I explain. I didn't bother with dynamic lighting because it's a pretty small map.
Yep.
The tunnel itself opens into a large room, a cyst almost in the earth under the weight of a buried city formed by ancient basement gallery. You see a raised balcony to the northwest is accessed by two stairs that has a low stone balustrade. Pillars along the room's perimeter rise to a vaulted ceiling, while in the center of the room sits a dais holding an ornate throne. Seated upon the throne is a skeletal figure shrouded in musty robes bearing arcane symbols. And then I will let you guys do what you want to do. If you went through see invisibility, you wouldn't see anything at the moment.
If Lucille's got eyes on this guy, can she do a knowledge roll to try to identify what he might be?
You don't see anything right now.
Oh, never mind.
Other than the body that's on the coffin, it looks like a skeletal creature of some kind, but it's not moving, so you're not sure if it's dead or an actual creature.
Can Gork take a whiff of the area, see if he smells anything out of place?
No need to roll for that. You definitely smell the decay of undeath. You've smelled it before. It's a very similar smell.
All right, what's the play here?
Well, now that we're in here, I'm going to go ahead and cast Arcane Sight. It's minutes per level, but still.
What does Arcane Sight do again?
Let's see.
Just Google it real quick.
Makes my eyes go blue. I can see magic ores within 120 feet of me. Effect is similar to detect magic, but does not require concentration. Concerns aura locations, and it's the greater version, so I automatically know which spells or magical effects are active upon any individual or object you see.
Okay, that's easy enough to do. The figure on the dais is an illusion.
Fix will peer around the corner and detect evil through the doorway and just see if anything pings off.
You do detect several sources of evil. It's hard to pinpoint in the room at the moment. Does anyone speak Abyssal?
I want to say
yes.
Lucilla. Let me check. Yes, Lucilla speaks Abyssal and Infernal.
Okay, so those of you who speak Abyssal, you would hear as Afixa kind of pokes through and casts Detect Evil in the room, you hear kind of echoing in your head, which of you would offer your blood to me? Step forward and feel the embrace of your new lord.
I whisper
blood.
I whisper back in comment, oh yeah, that's vampires.
Would explain how could turn them to its service or twist them.
I will say, those of you can, I think it's just Reese that can see invisibility, right?
Yeah.
I do have a litany that would allow me to.
Would it be active at the moment, though?
No.
Gork can smell people within 30 feet to tell that they're there, so he's not surprised, but he just can't pinpoint it.
I'll pull out my scroll of glitter dust while we're waiting for something to happen.
You actually see from the dais in the center of the room a smoky trail kind of come from out underneath it and begin to take shape. I will go ahead and reveal my token layers, and we should be able to see it.
Oh.
Ugly fucker.
Kind of looking in the direction you guys are in.
Use the bonded mind to imitate that I see it. Can't really. I feel like I wouldn't be able to say giant evil flying octopus.
It's a fucktopus.
Fucktopus. Septopus.
Oh no, the fucktopus uses his special attack, hentai.
I mean, there's enough girls in the party. It can be super effective.
And one bear.
That also probably has tentacles. It's a bad day to be in this weird sandwich.
Kind of gesture with the scroll. We want to go in. I can see it.
I'll go in.
Down.
Well, we didn't come here to hide from it.
Let me know when I can move there, Richard, because Gork will just charge straight in.
I was just waiting for anyone to tell me what they want to do to try to kick things off, but Afixa seems to go in there.
Gork's right behind her.
Yep, so the creature casts a spell and is going to kick off the initiative.
Dun, dun, dun.
Something else pinged off evil, didn't it?
Couple things. It's got servants.
Yep. Spawn if it's a vampire.
Yeah,
that's
there
apparently it has
images
magic.
from our last fight.
Probably not. He said we went through the tunnels for hours.
Yeah.
Okay. I took it off because I figured, but I figured I'd ask before we start combat.
Okay, so just wait for everyone to get an initiative because we're probably going to be calling it right before the fight starts. But I just wanted to get this rolled out of the way before we don't have to do it next session. I have a feeling this fight's going to go long, which is why I'm probably going to pause it before the fight.
All right.
Probably.
Nice.
It is almost 10/8.
And then a fixer runs right up to it, gets 8 critical hits in a row, and it instantly dies.
Perhaps. I mean, it could very well go like that, but if it doesn't go like that, it's going to go bad.
And it goes, my body.
So that's everyone on the initiative, right? 1, 2. So as you all come walking in, like, they come to play, my children. Give them an entertaining show. And I will reveal their children.
This is going to be
As they begin to, they use their first turn to manifest from the walls and we solidify after they're no longer missed.
Mm-hmm.
Scary, pale, middle-aged bald men.
I'll let Lucilla go, and then I'll have the hidden beast go, just because it seems like a fitting thing for whatever the monster kicks off.
Yeah, 'cause I
Yeah, that
imagine
would be the point for Roundabout to start playing.
this is the tentacle thing that probably I identified before.
Well, I think it's
No, this
still
is a different
invisible
thing.
because I haven't
So
glitter
this is a
dusted it.
different tentacle thing that I saw tracks of.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we're in a new scene.
Also,
Welcome to-
if you don't have see invisibility, it's still invisible.
That's right.
Oh.
Well, I'll just move there in full defense.
Gotcha.
My first action is going to be glitter dusting it, but
Also, this is unrelated mechanically, but do we need the Runeforge buffs and penalties anymore?
No.
Okay, I was
You can delete those off of your buffs.
I was just
Hang
thought to declutter it a little bit.
Yeah, you're good.
All right, guys. Good game.
Yep.
Let's see. Who would this one go for this? Second.
Wait, are we continuing on? No,
it's
that's
doing
awesome.
something.
They do their ability.
Okay.
Yeah, they're thinking that the risks and everything, they're going to target Reach back there. I need you to roll me a will save.
Oh, God.
Quick, you haven't used any hero points. Add a plus
Yeah, I
8
was
at the
gonna
very end of the session.
Can I use 2 to add a plus 16?
No.
Plus 8 before the roll.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Okay, which is a good use of it as you were targeted with a phantasmal killer.
Ooh.
And then roundabout plays. Now it'll be to be continued, so we'll start the fight with the Reach next time.
It'd be a horrible roundabout if it was just Reach's fucking brain exploding.
I can fix it. I can fix it.
Roundabout.
I want to do that thing where I punch the floor so hard it makes all the tiles go up in a wave.
Awesome.